And then let's go live on IG. Okay, we're live on IG. All right, what's up, everybody? We're in here. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another session of the Kava podcast After Dark session. Live out of San Francisco on this beautiful night. We got some beautiful ladies here tonight, and we have another great show, another topic to discuss. But as always, if you're tuning into my live shows, always thank you so much for tuning in. If you see value in the content, the best way to support the channel is to smash that like and subscribe button real quick. Don't forget, if a lot of you guys do reach out to me, you do want to join the podcast, but you're not from the Bay Area, you're not from San Francisco. The best way to join the pod is to become a supporting member of my locals, especially my Saturday night shows. The link is in the description below on YouTube. So definitely come over from the different platforms. Go on to YouTube and go in the description. You'll be able to get that link and sign up. And you'll be able to jump on and be part of the podcast virtually on the last hour of this pod. So I do appreciate you guys. I do want to encourage the fellas. I know there's a lot of fellas always come on here talking their ish on the live chat. Always talk a big game on the live chat, but they would never come on and have a conversation with you guys. So I always encourage out there. There's a lot of men out there who afraid to approach women, afraid to talk to women. And let me ask the ladies, what's the best way to be able to have the confidence to talk to a woman?
Don't be scared. You have to just kind of like do it. It's okay if you get shot down.
Okay.
But like having the confidence to even do it.
Okay.
Don't be a dick about it.
Yeah.
Like, don't like what's the word? I guess dick wasn't the right word.
Egotistic.
Don't be an asshole.
Yeah, like cocky. There you go. Like more cocky about it. Like thinking that you're not going to get shut down, then you're an asshole when you do get shut down.
Oh, okay. What about you?
Just don't be El Creepo.
Yeah.
Just don't be creepy.
Don't be a creepy.
Yeah.
Like when you're talking to someone, talk to them. Don't touch all on them.
Yeah.
That's just creepy.
Personal space.
Yeah, girls don't like that.
Well, I always say to a lot of fellas out there, the only way you can get better at talking to women is talking to women.
Mhm.
Not through a live chat, not through text messages, not through DMs. You got to go out there physically, go talk to women, and just have confidence. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but sometimes it does. But that's how you build your confidence, is through repetition. But I encourage all the fellas out there watching this right now. A lot of you guys always have a big game and talk a big game on the live chat, but I do encourage you guys to come on the live chat and become a supporting member of the locals and be able to have these conversations with the ladies live. They can definitely help you guys when it comes to your social skills, but also your ability to communicate and talk, and also your confidence as well. So that's for all the fellas out there, but I do appreciate you guys for always tuning in. Don't forget, it's a live show. I know some of you guys, we just went live, so some of you guys are just jumping in right now. Let's get the live chat popping. Let me know what you guys think. If you recognize these guests, say hello, show some support on the live chat. And of course, for all the ninja watchers out there, people always creeping on my channel. Definitely come out tonight. I know a lot of you guys, I see the analytics. 80% of you guys watch the content, but don't subscribe and don't say anything. So I see Milagros. Hey, what's up, Milagros? Good to see you in the live chat. Be the first one, but let's get that live chat popping. Let me know what you guys think. We have a great topic. And the ninja watchers out there, just come out one night. Just come out, just say something one night. Come out the closet, and don't make it awkward. Don't be a creep. Okay. Just what?
El Creepo.
El Creepo. Just watching by yourself at home at night, and then just don't say anything. That's kind of creepy. All right, just say hello. You guys know my platform. I have an open mind. I like to hear from different perspectives, whether we agree or disagree. All right. And of course, if you do want to, you have a question or topic for the ladies, drop it through a super chat. We'll be able to respond to a lot of your questions and topics. I know a lot of you guys always ask me questions on the comments, always ask me questions on IG. The best way to do it, drop it through a super chat, and we'll respond to you guys as a panel. And of course, if you just want to donate to the channel, show support. A lot of you guys do support me financially. Just drop it through a super chat. Thank you so much. I'll definitely put it on the screen and give you a big shout out. And thank you so much. But besides that, I'll give a quick shout out to my sponsor, Global Financial Impact. Shout out to Savannah and her team. They're a financial services company. So if you're looking for financial services for life insurance, if you're looking for life insurance, how to set up your own bank, how to set up a college fund for your kids, financial literacy, and how to become financially independent, reach out to Savannah and her team, and you definitely help you guys with those services. And all her information is in the link below. And Milagros, Yes, Milagros. My locals is only $14.99. So I don't know. Maybe you're clicking on the wrong button, but it's only for it's not the hundreds of dollars. It's only $14.99 to be a supporting member of my locals. So that way you can join on virtually.
I mean, that might be like the annual price. You know how like Amazon for like a year
Yeah.
subscription is like $199.
It's $14.99, not $140.99 or something like that. Yeah, so it's only $14.99, Milagros. Just double check, maybe refresh it. But that's the last time I went on my locals and update the price. Okay, but Milagros, I know you follow me, so if there is $100 price, screenshot it to me, send it to me on Instagram, so I can check it and I can correct it. But as far as I know, since the last time I went on the website, it's only $14.99, Milagros, because I know you want to jump on and be part of the conversation. But thank you so much. Besides that, I see it is what it is. TV. Good to see you guys. You guys started to come on the live chat, and of course, if you recognize the ladies, say hello, show some love, and of course, if you're a moderator on the live chat, definitely get everybody active and say hello. But we had a great show tonight, ladies. Thank you for making the time, be part of the pod. But if you guys don't mind, if you want to go ahead and give yourself a quick intro for everybody out there, and then we'll have some Kava tonight. All the Kava drinkers out there, shout out to you guys. And we have 2 more guests joining us tonight. So if you see me leave the studio, I'm going to grab 2 more guests. I'm going to jump on, and then the ladies will take over the pod and entertain you guys until I come back. But I'll pass it to you, Lay. Thank you for coming back again.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give yourself a quick intro for everybody out there.
All right. So a lot of y'all may know me from like Instagram, TikTok as Latings. You know, I'm mixed with a whole lot of stuff. Like I really don't know what I could be. But I'm 23 and I do like modeling, hosting. But if you want to know like my day job, I work for the court. So don't tell them that. And you know, I'm single as a Pringle out here in these streets. So you can holler at me if you want to. And then what I'm pretty much looking for right now is just more so I'm just being more content with myself, really. Not really looking as much or, you know, trying to find that balance. So I've just been chilling as of right now. But if looking for it though, fine. And no one's baby daddy.
My name's Litzy. I'm Mexican. I'm 23. I'll be 24 in August. I'm a real estate agent and I'm also a lash artist. And I am taken. We have a beautiful baby boy. He just turned a year old like 2 weeks ago. I know. And
Congrats.
Thank you. I thought you thought I was like lying. I was like, I swear I have a kid.
No.
I can prove it. I can prove it.
No.
And looking for, honestly, I don't know.
You're not looking because you already found it.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
just kind of I'm vibing.
Yeah. All right.
Like, I don't know, maybe marriage. I don't know.
Honestly.
You're like,
Thank you so
maybe.
much. All right.
Hello, my name is Genevia. People call me Gigi for short. I'm African American. I am 44 and I just started a catering business called Miss D's. You can find me on Instagram. What am I? I'm not looking for anything, honestly.
okay.
We chill.
I've been in a 25-year relationship. I have 2 children. And at the moment, I'm single, but I just don't want to date. It's just too much.
Too much? Okay. All right.
Hey, that's what I say. Too much ego.
All right. Thank you so much, ladies, for the great introductions. I do appreciate you guys. We have a great show planned for you guys. But we'll go right into it. Before we do the podcast, let's have some Kava tonight. For all the Kava drinkers out there, shout out to you guys for always drinking some Kava to rep the culture. All right. So let me start with you. I'll give you guys a
I
little bit.
want the cut. Why you get a cut?
Oh, you can have it.
I was gonna say you can take the red cup.
She said, I want the cute cup.
Yeah. Make me feel special a little bit.
All right. All right. And right. All right. So
I sure was gonna drink it.
Oh, I have gummy right now.
So traditionally, culturally, when we drink kava, right before we drink, we always raise our cups and then we offer some words of endearment towards each other, and then we drink. Okay, so my words of endearment, we're talking about standards and preferences. My words of endearment is two things that comes to mind when I think about standards and preferences. You know, two things I think about is you don't get what you want in life, you get what you tolerate. And if you want, if you want a better life, then raise your standards. Okay, so those are that's my words of endearment for everybody out there. You know, you don't get what you want, you get what you tolerate in life. All right, and then if you want a better life, just raise your standards, and then life will adjust accordingly. Okay, so that's my words of endearment for everybody out there. Whatever you're trying to achieve, especially when it comes to dating, relationships, and marriage, is don't tolerate things that's less than what you deserve. And then, of course, make sure you have high standards, especially when it comes to choosing somebody long-term committed when starting a family. So that's my words of endearment to everybody. And ladies, thank you so much for making the time. I'll pass it to you, Geneva.
My words of endearment would be just enjoy life, you know. Whether you have a long-term relationship or not, just always try to communicate. Just communicate. That's it.
Okay. Litzy?
Honestly, just live your life. What doesn't matter. Whatever, like, no matter what anyone tells you, regardless of whose opinion is getting in the way, just do it, because you realistically, you don't know how long you have.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
My words of endearment, honestly, just don't give up. I feel like a lot of people give up when it comes to the relationship standards and things like that, where they'll just accept anything. So don't give up on that. Don't, like Will said, don't give up on the standards. Don't give up on what you tolerate. You know, it's your life.
All right. And then just repeat after me. Ofa.
Ofa.
Atu.
Atu.
Ofa atu, y'all. All right. So let's
What does that mean?
love you.
Oh,
Yeah.
love you too. Oh, okay.
It kind of tastes like chai tea.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit with like matcha. in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just minus the vanilla.
Yeah. You know, actually, it tastes like, you know how like when you're a kid, you take the tea bag and you just suck
Oh,
up the
yeah.
rest of it? That's
Yeah.
exactly what this tastes like.
Yep,
Okay.
Yep. I think that's like the most accurate. Close,
Yeah.
close enough. I'm gonna steal that. I'm gonna steal that. You know what? The smell of the tea bag. Yeah.
Just stick it in your mouth. Suck on it.
I think we come from a different generation. If you ask kids now about a tea bag, like what's a tea bag?
Yeah.
All I know is Starbucks.
Oh no!
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
So
When you say tea bag now, they're going to think you're talking about something else.
yeah, something. That's a prank. Oh yeah, definitely no. But yeah, ladies, thank you so much. Everybody out there, all the kava drinkers out there tonight, make sure you guys go home to your wives tonight. Sometimes you guys be drinking kava too long.
You said
Go for a wife.
Yeah, yeah.
Crazy.
And there's kava clubs in my culture. People, all the men every night, especially in the weekends, they'll come together and they drink kava. But sometimes they'll drink like from the afternoon all the way to the next morning. Yeah.
So is it? And I mean, don't make fun of me for asking this because
No.
I genuinely don't.
No,
know.
you're good.
So is it actually the same as like alcohol though? Like is it?
Oh
the
no,
same?
no.
Just because you're saying like you're drinking from that long, you know. So I'm trying to figure out like what would the vibe be from like from that long?
Oh no, it's,
Yeah, what's
Drinking that long?
yeah. No, it's not alcohol, but if you drink too much of it, if you keep drinking, you're gonna get so relaxed. It's so relaxed to the point maybe you're not drunk, but
It's kind of
it's like
a
tipsy.
trance.
It's like tipsy.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I might want to take the whole bowl home.
She said, "I'll take
Give
the
a little
leftovers."
different. Give a little different drug.
Yeah. So
Love it.
if you drink too much, it might mess with your senses a little bit. But you have to drink a lot.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah. So, but that's why those guys that drink for hours all the way to the morning. Yeah. But by the time they're done, after like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hours, it's gonna be too relaxed.
Yeah. Take me home in an Uber.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why a lot of wives, when men say, "Yo, I'm gonna go to the golf club," they're like, "Hell no,
Wow, good
3
to
hours,
know.
3 hours max."
Good to know.
All right. But shout out to you guys. Thank you so much. Off out to all the tongues out there. Good to see you guys as always. But let's get the live chat popping. Milagros, it is what it is. TV. Let me know what you guys think. We have a great topic. We're gonna talk about standards. Phil Jr. Hey, good to see you in the live chat, Phil. Appreciate you. But we're gonna talk about standards and preferences. So the topic we're gonna be discussing: do men and women know the difference between standards and preferences? All right. So let me play this clip. I saw that went semi-viral on TikTok. We're gonna respond to it as a group, and then we have everybody share their general opinions about it, and we'll have an open discussion about it. So this is the clip I saw. Okay.
Difference between preferences and high standards, and I feel like high standards align more to the type of person that you are and your values, and wanting someone who matches those. When you have high values, you want someone who matches those high values so that you don't clash or that you don't feel like you're asking for too much. I'm the pickiest person on earth, and I do consider myself that I have like high standards, and I will not get into a relationship until the person like matches the things that I want, all of them. And I've had conversations about this with my friends, and they're like, you're too picky, like your standards are like way too hard. Men in their 20s, like it's gonna be so hard to find someone like that in college. And I'm like, well then I won't, well then I'll be single until I meet someone that like matches all of those things, because I know what I bring to the table, and I feel like this is so important to understand. And this is one of the main reasons why it's so important to get to know yourself, is to know what you bring to the table, and then after knowing what you have to offer and what you bring to the table, then be able to like accept the person that you want and the person that you know is going to treat you the way that you deserve to be treated.
Okay. All right. So that was a clip. All right. That was a clip I saw. Let me know what you guys think in the live chat. Stan Jose, hey, what's up, Stan? Good to see you in the live chats. Let's get active in the live chat. Let me know what you guys think. And let's get everybody, get those likes up, get those comments up. All right. But that was the clip I saw. All right. So I have a couple questions I want to ask you guys real quick before we go right into the topic. In your experience of what you see in general between men and women, are people too picky nowadays?
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I think they're just so picky though, because everybody just pretty much has the same mindset. Like,
Yeah.
have money, and that's it.
Well,
And I think everything else is fine.
okay.
Mm.
Who do you think is more pickier, men or the women?
Women.
Women?
Women.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Women.
men really.
I almost said men, but no, you're right.
Women, yeah, because men really
Okay.
don't care too much about a lot of things
No,
as
Okay.
much as women.
Yeah.
but a woman,
You gotta have a haircut. You gotta have this. You gotta look like this. Yeah. Mm-mm.
Okay. What about you, Lindsay?
Yeah, I agree, because so I almost said men were more picky because they're more like, oh, you have to look natural,
right,
or you have to have either, some men are butt guys, some men are boob guys,
Yeah.
some men are smile guys, some men are blonde guys, so it's like, but then you have people where it's like, honestly, I will just go with anybody that just shows me attention. But with women, it's like, at least from my, like, everything, I deal with a lot
Yeah.
of women. I'm a lash artist. I'm sitting
Of
there
course,
for
right.
hours
Yeah.
talking to them. So they'll tell me like, oh, he has to have money. He has to have an 800 credit score. He has to have a car. He has to be moved out.
Yeah.
He has to have a house. I'm
Mhm.
like, we are only in our 20s. You're asking a lot.
Yeah.
Like, let's
Oh.
please be realistic. Please.
and that's the thing. I'm a little older, so when I was growing up, it was more about who was treating you the best,
Mhm.
who would sit around for hours and talk to you. Nowadays, it's text. I'll pull up on you, get in the car.
Yeah.
It's just not enough.
A lot
How
of
do you say?
bare minimum.
Yeah, it's a lot of bare minimums out here. And I just blame the women. I do blame the women for that, because we are accepting it. We are accepting the bare minimum.
Yeah.
And when they see that you you accept the bare minimum, and then they tell their friends, oh yeah. Now he's doing the bare minimum.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Okay.
And it goes the same for women too.
I like that.
A woman, though, my man got this, my man got that, and
That's your
everybody,
man. What he got.
everybody else like, oh, man, let me go get a nigga like him, and can't find it and be mad.
Yeah.
All right, you're dropping some knowledge tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, right?
All right.
Period.
And also just a quick question to you ladies. You see a lot of women in your social group who tend to be a lot of delusional when it comes to their expectations, their standards of what they want. Yeah.
Yeah. Sadly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Well.
she said, they want people with like Mercedes and
Mhm.
800 credit scores and have their own and bought their own house. And it's like, who are you dating?
Yeah.
What top 1% are you in? And then, depending on the race, we're like probably 0.99999% of that.
Sweetheart, you rolling in the Mario Kart, but you
She
expect,
said Mario
but
Kart.
you expect the Sims treatment. Girl, bye.
Mario treatment.
You said the Mario Kart.
Every time I hear Mario Kart, I always
You
think
know,
of that
that's
meme, though.
that's like a metaphor for their life.
Yeah.
You only have this, but you want a man with all of this.
Yeah.
Oh, I
You know,
love
you
that.
can't
I
expect
love
That's
that.
something I see that's related to that. That's hilarious, by the way. Is when I see girls that say, "I want a man that's a multi-millionaire, but they work at Burger King."
Oh,
Yeah.
Sweetheart.
You ain't that special.
No, no,
You
no.
are not at the strip club.
That's like one in every 100 celebrities that will probably take up just a regular 9 to 5 girl.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Mhm. And y'all know celebrities are really broken. Right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay. I see Phil laughing. Phil laughing on the live chat. All right, I appreciate you guys. Hey, we're gonna have a good conversation tonight. Yeah, if you're delusional right now, this is the pod for you.
Yeah.
All right, this is the pod for you. You're gonna get some real objective feedback. All right, the why that. I just want to clarify. I have no problem when it comes to standards. I have no problem with what people want in life. But the one thing I know in life, you have to work for it.
Mhm.
Like you can't just want something and manifest something without doing absolutely nothing. What I do see on social media, and I agree, I think social media does a really bad job for a lot of people. Is they'll see somebody that's the social media influencers and see their relationships, and then everybody has expectation. Oh, I want that, but not understanding their lifestyle is not the same as your life.
Mhm.
All right, yeah, you're driving a Mario Kart and you're working at McDonald's.
Mhm.
All right, so she's a social media influencer in LA. Different type of lifestyle. So you can't compare your life to those women that you see online. That sometimes they have the outcomes you want, but necessarily just because you see something online doesn't necessarily mean it's a healthy relationship. A lot of relationships online are just for show.
Yeah, yeah.
Just for show. But then later on, we found out that they divorced or it was toxic or it was abusive. So don't bear. I think social media is just. I think majority of the things we see on social media is not reality.
Right.
All right, but a lot of people believe social media is reality. So I think that's where the delusion comes for a lot of people. All right, but nevertheless, but like I said, you have to work for it. I don't have a problem with people's standards and preferences as long as you're willing to work for it. As long as you can be very realistic of what you want, I think it's possible. But if you're not willing to work for it, and it's not realistic to your lifestyle, to your lane, right, to make sure stay in your lane, stay within your lane. All right.
Yeah.
Stay within your means.
Yeah. If you're driving the Mario Kart lane, stay in the Mario Kart lane,
baby.
Mario Kart lane.
and get you a Luigi and Mario.
Right. Maybe a little bruiser or something. I don't know.
Who's the little donkey?
Toad.
No,
Yeah.
Donkey Kong.
No, the horse, the Mario,
Horse.
Horse.
No, the little thing that eats
Yeah.
the green thing.
the green thing, the dragon. Is it the dragon?
Flowers.
No,
It's a
the
flower?
little thing that
Chompers. No, the thing.
No, it's like the little.
The little plant.
Yeah, he rides on it.
He
He
rides
ride on
it's
it.
the last part of Mario. It's not the beginning of Mario. When he get on that little thing and it jumps
Oh,
I forgot the name.
I
I
don't
forgot the
know the
name.
name.
Why did I not know what the hell you were talking about?
Yeah, it's a
And I freaking
it's a
played
little
Mario my
it's a
whole
little dragon. They ride
It's like a dinosaur.
a dinosaur,
dragon.
little
What kind of fucking Yoshi?
Yoshi. There we go.
She's like, what kind of fucking way? I don't know.
She's like, no, I know.
Dinosaur? You know what you're talking about.
All right.
You.
Like we were so far off.
Yeah, there, Yoshi. That's what I'm talking about, right?
I was like, what kind of fucking
They
Mario you
would-
guys watching?
As I'm saying, a lot of women want a Maybach, but hey, you got to drive a Yoshi, okay? Just
Yeah.
be realistic with what you can get. All right, let's be honest. All right. But But yeah, ladies, let me pass it back to you guys. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you guys, but let's get the live chat popping. We have a great show planned for you guys. I'll pass it back to you guys. Do men and women know the difference between standards and preferences? And also, my question to you guys, when I ask you guys, what's the difference? What's the difference between a standard and a preference? I would love to hear what you guys think and your perspective on that. All right, so let's start with you, Geneva. All right, so just so you know, yes or no, do men and women in general, we're talking about it in general, do men and women know the difference between standard and preferences? Yes or no? And also, what separates a standard versus a preference?
I don't think society, only because of social media.
Yeah.
They think of everything like everything has to be a certain way. So I kind of feel like people don't understand what a standard is and what a preference is. And those are two different things. To me, a standard is, I have to have this, I have to have that. And well, I'm gonna say like, oh, well, I have to have a man that's 6 feet tall. That was my preference, and that's how I landed my husband. All I wanted was some dark skin and 6 feet, baby. And he got me.
Yeah.
That was my standard.
Mm-hmm.
But preference is like, okay, this is my standard, but he's not tall, but he's handsome.
Yeah.
He's not dark, but he's friendly.
You look
and that's a preference.
Yeah.
It's not your ideal person, but this is who you clicked with.
Yeah.
That's a preference.
Oh, I like that one. I would.
I'm
you'll get it when you come
I'm
here.
horrible at explaining things, so I'm like, I'm not gonna be anywhere near that. But I would say, like, just to make it simple, like for me, a preference would be like, I prefer someone like it. Okay, so standard would be you have to have a job no matter what. Like, I don't care what you look like, what you are, you have to have a job, or you have to have some kind of like income. That's just standard.
Yeah.
I was gonna say a car, but honestly, I met my man and he didn't have a car, and everything was great. So I'm not even gonna say car. I got it like a week after, but still. But yeah, and then so like my preference would be like my preference is like dark Hispanic men. So I mean, you guys saw.
Right. We seen you, man.
Yeah, like that's not standard, but that's my preference. But standard would be you have to have a job or you have to have some kind of income. That's
Yeah. Honestly, the easiest way I explain standards and preferences, standards are the things that you're not going to budge on. Like this is just what it is. We have like, you can't, this is my technical bare minimum for my standards. Preferences are just more of like, okay, I can get down with this. Like, I can level with you with like wherever you're at. Like my standard, like you said, you got to have a job. Like, I don't care if you work at Burger King, McDonald's, I don't care what you're doing. As long as you're working, like trying to say you're going to do something. And like more of like a preference, you got to be like 6 foot. I mean, that's obviously every woman's dream. Yes, I mean, I would like me a nice little dark skin too. But I like, I don't discriminate. So
she said I don't discriminate.
I don't discriminate. It's like, you can, I like you.
Right.
But yeah, so like, that's like the simplest way I've ever been able to explain that whole scenario to people. It's like the things that you're not going to budge on, that's what you go for. And the things that you are like your preferences, it's like, dude, like, you may not like it, like somebody's attitude. Oh my gosh, like attitudes are my thing. But it's like, okay, I can work with it. Like as long as you're not just blowing up and being angry, we're cool. But if you're able to talk, then we have a level of ground here.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you for great responses. We'll definitely go into a conversation, but the two guests just got here.
Awesome.
So I'm going to go grab them real quick. All right. So just everybody in the live chat, have you have any questions or questions you want the ladies to respond to? Drop it through a super chat. Drop it on the comments, and the ladies will talk to you guys. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Okay.
All right.
I have a question.
Yes.
I got a question. So you know how like the girls been having this conversation online? It's like, would you be in the wilderness? Would you be stuck with a bear or a man?
Would I rather be stuck with a bear or with a man?
Mm-hmm.
I want a man. What can I do with a bear?
Do I get to choose the man?
No, we'll just say whoever that random man is.
Then a bear.
Then a bear. Right, because you don't know who you may get.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't get to choose, I want a bear. Like, I'll take a bear. The bear's not gonna want nothing to do with me. And then he can part his way, I go part my way, and now I'm not babysitting a man.
No,
Thank
I
you.
need a man because when it's time to saw them trees, look, baby, sweetheart, I need your help. That bear ain't gonna help me build no house.
That bear gonna try to eat you.
Right. That man is too, but hey.
Eat it up in the wilderness.
I love it.
Oh my gosh, to be honest, I'd rather be stuck with the bear too.
Really?
Just because the bear is so damn big that you can just like cut, like, if you get it right, if you know how to kill it right and saute it up a little, then
Right, you got food and
yeah,
covers.
warp.
Blanket.
I was gonna say
Shoot.
that all over.
Shoot.
My preference in order: virtuous woman, respectful, truthful, kind, passionate, intentional, beautiful, and
Lord,
sexy.
please help us with bear.
Okay,
for real.
Mr.
Come on.
Phil.
For real,
We can do
You
that.
might get half of that, but I don't think you gonna get all of it.
Yeah, virtuous is crazy in 2024.
Yeah, if she's sexy, she ain't gonna have no virtue.
Don't say that. I know some women that's still a virgin, that's fine as hell. Fine
Okay,
as
well we can get it.
shit.
Okay.
Right, that's what I'm
But-
saying. Praise you, girl.
I mean, but most of the society now, you're not gonna get that. And I say that's 1 in every 1,000 women
Yeah, for sure.
that are sexy and virtuous. Like
Yeah.
just really honest, and
Especially in their 30s and
respectful.
40s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't get that too much anymore.
Like how would someone come across as virtuous?
You better go to the Catholic Church or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't even know what that means. Let me go.
That's why honestly, you're using a really big word, and I know. But you guys knew, like, you guys were sounding like you know what the fuck you're talking about. So I was like, fuck, am I the only one in the room that doesn't know what that word means?
Basically, I mean, in a sense of words, it's like
It's almost
a
like
wholesome,
holy. Yeah, like,
wholesome
yeah.
woman, fully covered,
Got
or,
it.
or
Okay.
virgin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's why I'm like, you can find it, but thank the Lord. Yeah, praise the Lord, because I mean, you're gonna find it. Yeah,
Yeah, you're gonna find it
find it.
eventually. I just tell people don't give up. Don't look either, because when you're looking, you always look in the wrong places.
Mm-hmm.
That's like playing a lottery.
Proverbs.
31. Ooh, Proverbs 31. He who that finds a good. Oh wait, no, that's not it. That's not it. I was like, wait.
Okay, sir, I'm not into the Bible. I don't know what that is, but okay.
I want to say he that finds a good wife finds
Please
a good
read it.
thing.
Let me
If
Google
I'm not
it, if you're
mistaken.
He said, please read it.
I will read it. Give me
Oh no, Proverbs 31 woman. It explains
Yeah.
it's like the God fearing of a woman. So like
Right.
what that looks like. I'm sorry, I'm in my Bible. I just had to catch up. I had to go through my scriptures in my head.
Right. I mean, I started the journey, but it was so long ago, I never finished it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, it's hard to stay on track and on balance with that.
Virtuous woman there she is. Many women do noble things, but you surpass them all. Charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Wait, huh? But a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised.
Yeah.
Give her the reward she has earned, and let her works bring her praise at the city gate.
Mhm.
I don't understand that. I'm being honest with you.
So basically, like a God fearing woman is like okay.
Oh, wait.
Someone who feeds the homeless without pictures and stuff like that.
Wait.
Huh?
A woman who fears the
What's wrong
Lord.
with her?
So basically,
That to me sounds like she's scared of.
I'll be
the
back
Lord.
later.
so not like scared necessarily, but it just means like there's not like no man on earth, like no man or woman on earth fears them, but only God himself, like because he's the one that determines where you go, heaven, hell, whatever. So it's like God fearing is like okay, having in a sense it's like a respect. It's not necessarily being scared, it's having respect and discipline
Right.
with God.
Got it.
Mhm.
Okay.
There you go. Yes, amen indeed.
I'm
Amen.
learning.
Got y'all.
I
Got
asked a lot of
y'all.
questions,
So, well, since we in the Bible and we talking about men and women,
Oh,
would y'all wash y'all man's feet?
wash my
I
man's
would.
feet.
Yeah. Like when
Well,
he comes home and, would you actually wash your man's feet?
Oh, well, you said come home like after work just got
Yeah.
off. It depends on what kind of job you got.
I'll do it. I mean,
Depends on what kind of
if
job
he
you got.
doesn't- I mean, he gets home at 2 a.m. from work. So like, if it would have been during the day, then yeah. But I'm not gonna wake up at 2 in the morning to do it. But
Oh,
I would
no.
do it. But I would do it. Just not
Yeah.
at 2 in the morning.
Yeah. And like I said, it depends on the job. Because if you're in construction, I'm not washing those feet. Not right after. Not right after.
Not right after.
Like,
You better
we-
air them puppies out.
Yeah.
Right.
Get them out, take them out, scrub your feet first, and then I'll come in afterwards.
Right.
But like sweaty feet already disgust me. So I really gotta love you to even be getting and touching on it.
Oh,
So
Often and heard, would you wash your man's feet? The hell did I
I mean,
Lord
would
Punisher
you?
215.
Would you? At least you know you love your man's. Okay.
Right.
Or woman.
Or your woman, whatever you like, your preference.
Oh my God. Do y'all like men with okay? I mean, like obviously we like a guy with cute feet, right? But y'all ever dated like someone with ugly feet?
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
didn't know he had ugly feet.
Like they got a little
I am throwing a
got a
big
little
sign.
curl. Yeah.
Not him throwing a big sign on his toes.
Yes.
Yeah, but I didn't know they
Throwing
had
up
ugly
West
feet.
Side.
West side.
Yeah, I didn't know they had ugly feet, and then once I found out, it grossed me out, and I actually didn't want them touching me.
Yeah.
like
That is.
put some socks on
Mhm.
and don't
Please
take them
keep
off.
socks on.
Keep, yeah.
You know,
and like point them the other direction.
Mhm.
It's like that. It's just no.
I
It
know.
shouldn't be staring at me.
My pet peeve is the funky feet.
Oh.
Like the stinky.
Yeah, like
My son.
Lord
My
Punisher.
1-year-old son has funky feet. He has his little Crocs on. He put little Crocs on. His feet are so stinky.
Oh
he
my
has
God.
little
My 6-year-old.
little corn chip feet.
Yeah.
My son and daughter was like that. Hi.
No, you know what's crazy? My son, he's got like funky armpits. That man is grown.
Why? What?
Why women are scary? Message men needs to feel. Massage men needs to feel. Why women scary? Like, what do you mean why women are scary? Like you're saying like why are women yuck or scary?
Like, why are we scared?
To message men? Because I ain't never been
Or
scared
why
of
are
men.
we scared of men?
Yeah, because I'm low-key an aggressive girl. I will like walk up and be like, hey, what's up? Can I get your number?
If you just,
You look good. I'm like, you look good.
I don't think he understands the question. Or I'm not
It's
understanding.
scary. Yeah, maybe we're not getting the question.
I don't think we're getting the
Why
question.
women? Is it like why women are scary to message men?
At William Girls, well, you aren't making sense.
LOL.
I'm glad it's not just me.
LOL.
Yeah.
LMAO.
Thank you, Lord Punisher.
Oh, love it. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
All right.
We kept him entertained, we promise.
Did you? Hi,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yes, yes. I should have put my glasses on.
We're all choosing the bear. Oh,
That's
he's
even
asking because we chose the bear.
Oh, because you are all choosing bear.
Why are we scared of? Oh, man messages woman. How does man feel?
How does woman feel?
Oh, woman feel. Are you? It depends.
I mean,
Are
it
you cute?
depends on how you get into how you slide into the DMs.
We're Mr.
Like,
Phil Jr.
Don't be aggressive.
I didn't choose the
never-
bear.
Please never choose the bear again.
I didn't choose the bear. I chose a man.
She was the only
I
one that
chose
was
the bear.
like eating like some groceries. Okay, in that wilderness.
I'm gonna need him. I'm only like 4'9", so I'm gonna need him
Are
to
you?
reach stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you qualify for?
Midget. See.
Almost. I'm like
All right.
2 or 3 inches from being a dwarf.
Really?
Mhm.
No
What?
check?
Why don't I feel like you're that short?
I am.
It's a chair.
Dang.
I don't know.
Your locks look good.
Thank
they look
you.
like they're about 4'9". Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have
yeah.
locks under here too.
Okay.
I just like
Yes.
this. I'm a hairstylist, so I switch it
Oh,
up.
I like that.
Hmm,
I
must be
got
nice.
to.
Mhm.
All right. All right, we're back, y'all. All right, we are back. We have some guests jumping on tonight. Thank you so much for coming on, and appreciate you guys. Keys, thank you so much.
Or you took it off.
Nah, I took it off mute. Okay. Real quick, if you ladies, if you guys don't mind, I know you guys just jumped on. If you don't mind, give yourself a quick intro for everybody out there, and then we'll go right into the discussion. And I'll replay the video real quick for you guys to see the video that we're reacting to, and the difference between standards and preferences. I'll go ahead, Keys. Go ahead. Give yourself a quick intro.
Hi, I'm Marquise, or you can call me Keith Chanel. My ethnicity is African American. My age, 19. My job is I'm a hairstylist, and my status Very single.
Okay.
And what do I look for?
Yeah, what are you looking for?
What am I looking for?
Yeah. In a man.
I'm not looking for a man, honey.
Okay.
But if you're looking for me, I'm here. Okay.
Okay, fair enough. And pass it to
A
you.
husband, please.
A husband. Okay, looking for a husband.
And healing. Okay. Looking for a husband and healing.
There you go.
Let's heal before we get the husband, shall we?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I think we shall. My name is Soupy Essie. I am Tongan. I'm 34. I'm dating, and I guess I'm just looking for something that's like more so intentional.
Okay.
I think I'm at the age where, yeah, something intentional, and there's that.
Okay.
Mhm.
And what's your status?
I'm dating.
Dating. Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. Thank you so much.
Granted, wait, hold on. Granted, I'm dating somebody that's like, it's like, you know, how when you date somebody and you're like, oh, it's a 10 out of 10.
Yes.
So yeah, that's where we're at.
All right.
Yeah.
Pew pew for that 10 out of 10.
Andrew.
All right. It's going to be a great show tonight, fellas. Ladies, everybody out there watching, thank you so much for making the time. Appreciate you guys as always. But yeah, the topic we're discussing, standards and preferences. And I just want to show you guys a clip. It's only about 59 seconds. I'm going to show it to you guys real quick, and then we'll come back to you, and you guys can give me your live feedback and response. So this is the
Difference between preferences and high standards, and I feel like high standards align more to the type of person that you are and your values, and wanting someone who matches those. When you have high values, you want someone who matches those high values so that you don't clash or that you don't feel like you're asking for too much. I'm the pickiest person on earth, and I do consider myself that I have like high standards, and I will not get into a relationship until the person like matches the things that I want, all of them. And I've had conversations about this with my friends, and they're like, you're too picky, like your standards are like way too hard. Men in their 20s, like it's gonna be so hard to find someone like that in college. And I'm like, well then I won't, well then I'll be single until I meet someone that like matches all of those things, because I know what I bring to the table, and I feel like this is so important to understand. And this is one of the main reasons why it's so important to get to know yourself, is to know what you bring to the table, and then after knowing what you have to offer and what you bring to the table, then be able to like accept the person that you want and the person that you know is going to treat you the way that you deserve to be treated.
All right, so that was a clip. All right, so I'll pass it back to you, Keisha and CPSC. Yeah, what do you guys think? What's the difference between standards and preferences? I know online there's a lot of people saying they have high standards. There's a lot of people saying I'm very picky of what I want, but these are also the same people who are lonely and they can't attract the person they want. So I think there has to be some kind of to be realistic. There has to be some kind of to be realistic with what you want. And I mentioned this already in the podcast. I don't have a problem with people's standards and preferences of what you want in life, but as long as you're willing to work for it, right? You can't just manifest and expect that man or woman just to come into your life without doing no body work. Okay, so but I'll pass it back to you guys. Like, what's the difference between a standard and preference? And do men and women know? Like, in general, based on what you see, do men and women know the difference between a standard and preference? And what's the difference? I'll start with you, Keith.
This is a great question. Thank you for asking and inviting us here to answer this question. I feel like with what she's saying, so let's separate from what she's saying and what you said. So with her having high standards and wanting certain things out of life, or attracting a certain type of man, I feel like you should have those standards. And a lot of people who have high standards attract what they want. They're around the people that can eventually give that to them. And when you say they're lonely, when you say, Will, like a lot of them are lonely and stuff, I don't feel like they're lonely. I feel like they're 100% themselves, and they're content with themselves until they find someone who's 100% what they're looking for. And I think that's a healed person, a person who knows what they want, knows who they are, and knows that they're not settling for anything less, because that could lead to their unhappiness. They're happy, lonely or not, they're happy. So, I think that's great advice. I think that's a great standard to live up to. Because when I was 19, 20, 21, honey, I was not having any conversations with anything below what I was going, what my standards were. And the second I lowered it, I got pregnant and single.
Okay.
So,
Girl,
but,
that happened to me too. Except
you
in
know
high
what I'm
school.
saying? You know what I'm saying? We kind of lose it, like, oh, maybe Prince Charming isn't out there, you know, but there's only one Prince Charming, honey. And you know, if we go back to biblical times, Adam and Eve was created from Adam's rib. Okay, so you have to find your person where you fit, you know. And where's the rib I'm supposed to be with? Okay, it's
Okay.
at a higher standard,
All right.
preferably.
Preferably, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Keith. I pass it to you. CPSC, what do you think?
Okay, we're in it. It's Supiesi. However, it's Supiesi. So we went from perspective to before perspective. What was it? Standards.
Yeah, do men and women know the difference between standards and preferences? Yes or no? And then what's
Preferences
yeah.
or
what's the
I think
difference?
that women know the difference between standards and preferences because in order for you to like want to deal with somebody in that capacity, like you have to have like some kind of standards. Like, yeah, I might like what this is, but at the same time, like there's like standards that I need. And I'm not going to deal with somebody who doesn't have those standards. And I think that's just like as simple as that.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Like it's really just that simple.
Okay.
Why would I waste my time on something that doesn't profit me? Is what I have to say.
Okay. All right.
like
Fair enough. All right. Thank you so much. As always, I do appreciate you guys always being on the live chat. I did see Lord Punisher in the live chat. RNTY1, good to see you guys in the live chat. William Graves, good to see you in the live chat. I do appreciate you guys. But let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions or topics you guys want us to respond to, drop it through a super chat and we'll be able to respond to you guys. Thank you so much. But as always, I'll pass it back to the panel. We've had an opportunity to share our perspectives when it comes to do men and women know the difference between standards and preferences, and what's the difference? Does anybody want to add on to what somebody said? Does anybody want to respond to what somebody said?
No, I mean, it makes sense. Like, you know, don't settle because then you're just wasting time at a certain point. And it's like when you have those standards, you're not wasting that time like you think you are. Like you're investing, they're investing, and you know, hopefully it's something greater. But I can't keep dealing and compromising with things.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. All right. Anybody else want to add on or respond to what somebody said? You guys are good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like some more.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, I know I had a chance to listen to some of you guys when it came to standards and preferences. I do agree to some of the things you guys said, but I also disagree on some things that you guys said. But let me just preface it by this, so that way we're on the same page. So we all agree, everybody on this panel, that what most people want is a long-term, healthy, committed relationship, correct?
Absolutely.
All right, that's what most people want, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, let's do. You're like
I
that
thought you were
one
leading
random
into
person
something.
that's like, I just really don't want it. I just want myself.
No, I agree. There's people out there who don't want none of that. I see majority of people. I'm saying that's an exception. There are exception of people that they don't want a family, they don't want a partner,
Right.
they prefer to be by themselves, you know, and they're okay with that. They're content with that. That's fine. But I think majority of people, majority of men and women, we want to find a partner. We want to have a family, especially we have children. We want to stay together and build a long-term committed relationship. We can all agree with that, right?
Yeah.
But is it okay to not want that?
Yeah, that's fine. That's like I said. Yeah, there's people out there who don't want it, right?
Right.
But I'm saying a majority of people are not those people.
Right.
So there's a few exception of people, but I would say 99% of people want a long-term healthy partnership and relationship, and there's that 1% of people that just want to be left alone, which is okay. So we all agree on that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the way I see it is when it comes to standards and preferences, I think, like I mentioned before, I don't have a problem with your standard and your preference. It's pretty much if you can attract that outcome and you can get that outcome, right? So the best way for me to give an example would be if you have an ideal job, right? But you don't have the qualification to get that job. So for me, that's the difference between being realistic of what you can get and also kind of being very delusional, right? So I'll give you guys my difference between standards and preferences, and it comes down to three things I want to share to you guys, and you guys can let me know what you guys think. But for me, the three things, but the difference between the standard and the preference, for me, a standard is a non-negotiable, something you're not willing to negotiate, no matter who it is. All right. And then the preference is something that you can compromise and negotiate. All right. So for me, a standard would be your values, your morality, your belief system. Those are the core things that makes you who you are. All right. So those are the things that you don't want to, that's a standard that it's non-negotiable. All right. So for me, morality, somebody with a good sense of morality, I don't care how attractive you are as a woman. I don't care. You could be a 10 out of 10 supermodel, but if your values and morality is against the very things I believe in, I can't be in a long-term committed relationship with you. It's not going to work out, regardless of how attractive you are. So for me, as a standard is your non-negotiable. And then the preferences is things you can negotiate, especially when it comes to things that you're physically attractive to. So if your preference is 6'5", that's fine. All right. But if all the guys that are 6'5" and are mistreating you, but then you finally meet a guy that's 6 foot, but he's treating you with respect and giving you all the love in the world, you can adjust. you can adjust on the 6'5" to the 6 foot.
Yeah.
All right. So for me and how many times have you seen people who are you finally meet somebody that's very extremely attractive, have all the things they look for when it comes to sexual attraction, but they're not really, they don't have the right personality, they don't have the right belief system, they're not really treating you with the respect and the love you deserve. And then you meet somebody maybe less attractive, but they have everything you look for when it comes to your standards, your values, belief system, morality. So for me, that's the difference. It's like a standard would be a non-negotiable, things you're absolutely not willing to negotiate. And then your preferences will be things that you can compromise on. All right. So I want to start with that. What do you guys think about that? Agree, disagree? What do you think?
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really,
I think that you could be like a 4, but you could have charisma, and that'll take you to like an 8.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If, like-
Yeah.
So like that's like my stance on it. I don't think that necessarily like you have to look like a certain way to be like a 10, right? I think if you have like the personality and like X, Y, and Z, like that disregards anything where that disregards having the looks or anything, if that makes sense.
Okay. All right. Anybody else want to respond to that?
No, you're right. Because I mean, the standards are the non-negotiables.
Yeah.
And you got to be equally yoked. If we're gonna go back biblical now, y'all, equally yoked. You got to have the same things that that we want in life to align and match up. If it doesn't match up, it's not gonna work regardless. No matter how hard you try, it's never gonna work out.
Okay.
I
All right.
think you're absolutely right with the standards versus the preferences. I mean, if you look at so many different relationships, so many different TV shows, so many things that you see when it comes to relationships, it's like people have lowered their standards and just go with their preferences. And where does it lead them as far as, towards higher standards or godly standards, morale or values and things like that. So.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't think men and women, what I see online, they don't know the difference between standards and preferences. Because like I mentioned before, if your outcome is if the outcome you want is family, long-term committed, faithful relationship, a healthy relationship, right? Then you should only look for people that has the qualities in order to get that outcome you want. So a lot of people think their preferences are their standards, and they don't understand there's a difference between, because I've heard this from both men and women. So the ones I hear from women, that's most common to see online. And I understand a lot of women want tall men, but there's a lot of women out there saying they want a guy that's over 6 foot. All right.
Yeah.
That's over a guy over 6 foot. So the thing is, there's only 15% of the male population that's 6 foot. But if that's your standard, that you only want to date 6 foot, oftentimes a lot of women would stay with the guy that's 6 foot, even though he's cheating, even though he's mistreating her, even though it's toxic. But in their mind, they told themselves, my standard is 6 foot. That's only what I want. But they don't understand that, you with the guy, but he's mistreating you. You're not going to be in a long-term committed relationship. So that's more of a preference. But there's a guy out there that maybe not be 6 foot. Maybe he's 5'11". That's close enough. But you're never going to look his way. But he can treat you like a queen. He can give you that relationship, that family you want. But you're going to ignore and overlook all those guys just because he doesn't meet that 6 foot. And I think a lot of women don't know the difference, and men as well. And that's why oftentimes, if you don't know the difference, you're only going to find you're only going to look for people that don't have the qualities that's going to be built for a relationship. So, because that's the ultimate goal at the end of the day, is a relationship. It's not the attraction part. You want a relationship. You want something long term that's going to last the test of time, and you want to be able to have a great couple, family, and to have great examples for your children. So, so that's the thing. So, and I see it from the men as well. I know a lot of guys that didn't want to, the most pretty, attractive girl, the most voluptuous girl, and oftentimes they find a hot girl, and they'll tolerate all the bad behavior and disrespect of this girl just because she's hot.
But how do you know the difference? You really don't, because
Huh?
what you see on Instagram and like all these other social media outlets, you're gonna go with that because that's just like what it is.
I know, but that's what I'm
So
saying
it's
is,
like,
what's the difference? That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
So the thing is, like I said, the difference between the standards is non-negotiable. So if you don't, do you tolerate disrespect in your relationship? All you guys?
absolutely not.
So that's a non-negotiable, right?
Right.
Right. So that's why I said a standard is non-negotiable. But the thing is, if you don't know the difference, a lot of women will say, my preference is 6 foot. They'll be with the guy that's 6 foot, but he'll disrespect her. But in her mind, she told herself that the 6 foot is the standard. And she doesn't understand. You need to adjust on that because that's not what's important to a relationship to work.
Yeah.
So the standard is the values, the morals, your belief system, and the things that you want in a long-term committed relationship. The preferences are things that you can negotiate. That's not really negotiable, a non-negotiable.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I feel like
Does that make? I mean, yeah.
we here.
You want to respond? Do you want to respond to that?
No, I said we here.
Okay. Phil Jr. Respectfully, ladies, this is why so many us people are single, depressed, lonely, and can easily get rizzed by players. Walking targets. Let's do better. All right. Milagros, I see you in the background. I'll add you on the last hour. On the last hour, Milagros, I'll add the people that want to jump on virtually. So I do appreciate Milagros jumping on as a supporting member. Okay. Thank you so much. But yeah, because like the physical characteristics. I mean, I do understand, the biological perspective, like for both men and women, that we have things that we want to be attracted to the person. But let's be honest, like attraction is not going to sustain and maintain the relationship long term. The physical attraction.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, the reason why you stay with somebody, committed to somebody, and the reason why somebody stays with you and you guys build something is the qualities of their character. It's not really the 6 foot, their physical attributes.
Yeah.
All right. And also just to add on, the physical attributes for both men and women, it fades over time.
Mhm.
So no matter how hot your girl is, if that's your standard, what are you going to do when her beauty starts to fade? You're going to leave her because she's no longer as beautiful later
That's what I
on.
was getting ready to
So that's
say.
what I'm saying. It's very superficial. It's not deep. So
Well,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, I mean, like, there's those them random women that just date just for specifically like the genes, like the biological genes. Like, oh, if I get a 6 foot tall guy, then when we have kids, I'll have my 6 foot athlete or my basketball player or whatever. And I was like, there's those like weird one-off women that do that type of
That's
stuff.
delusional.
Yeah,
No, but
I was gonna say that's
but
a delusional.
real. Like I had no
Yeah.
idea that that was real, and that's not just women, that's men too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's men too. Yes. Like men are very like
Yeah, I got slapped in the face with that. Like I said, I had to have my man 6 something. I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna have all these tall kids. Guess what? My son's short and my daughter tall.
That's hecka funny.
I don't have a problem with the physical part, right? Because I do
Yeah.
understand it from both. We have to find people who are physically attractive, right? We can't be with somebody that we can't physically attractive to, right?
I mean, how
But the
can
thing
you-
is, just be realistic. Like if you find, but for me, is for a lot of people, that's their main reason why they get with somebody. That should be one piece of it, but we should also think about the morals, the values,
Mhm.
all the other things that comes with it. But for a lot of men and women, that's the only criteria you would say somebody for long term. But oftentimes, the people who are the most attractive tend to not have the qualities that's good for a long term committed relationship. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Mhm.
but you attract who you are though in a way. So it's like if you can't attract someone that's at the same moral standard that you're at or like the same religious beliefs that you're at, what is that telling you about yourself? It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
do you really hold yourself out at that standard that you're projecting to others?
Yeah.
It's like sometimes that can also get a little confusing as well.
Okay.
Because some people we may not believe in the same stuff or nothing like that, but this is gonna work forever.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All how I do lucky at that wedding, and then all of a sudden, 2 years later or less than 6 months, they all divorced.
Mhm.
I would say J-Lo, but
Yeah.
but
I mean, with long-term relationships, if you want to be in a long-term relationship, I would not say go for looks.
yeah, never.
Because if you're going for looks, like he said, it will fade. That's like the man, he's a nice, good Snickers now, but in 40 years, he's gonna be a piece of chewed up gum.
I'm stuck at the
You
bottom
know,
of your
like you
shoe.
take off your clothes, everything is just sagging. Same with the woman.
Tell me you don't.
You know,
You're right here.
you have to be able to accept that,
Mhm.
and beauty fades with age.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
What was Soul Child music's song?
Music Soul
Don't
Child.
Change. Or he said your change, your looks is gonna change.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
gonna carry you so much.
Mhm.
Cheers. Off out.
Oh snap!
Off out.
I got a little bit.
Yeah, I still got a little bit left.
Okay, you got the coconut today, girl. Okay, I like that.
So I want to ask you, ladies, if you guys don't mind, what are the so we now we have like a metric where you can see the difference between the standard and preferences, right? So what are the things that you guys see that's often women only look for, but they don't. But that's the very reason why they often attract men who mistreat them. But like the example I used was height. A lot of women, I do understand from a biological perspective, women want to feel safe when it comes to their man. So there is a physical, safe presence when you're with a man that's taller. You can feel like he can provide and protect you physically. That's why oftentimes women don't go with shorter guys, because you don't feel that physical presence. You feel protected when the guy's shorter than you. So that's normal to me. But so height was one of them. But what are the things that you often see a lot of women who are like, I only want the guy I want to date this, but that guy they often attract and never giving them the right relationship. They're disrespecting them. They're cheating on them. So height was one of them. What are the other things?
Figures.
6 figures.
That money, baby.
The money.
Mhm.
The money.
Athletic.
Athletic. Do you want?
Them D1
On the Wheaties box.
Oh,
Okay. Did he
yeah.
make the Wheaties box? I'm just joking.
What if he makes like 6 figures now, and then like later on you like, damn,
he falls
he
off.
lost it all. Are you gonna still stand beside him?
What is I was just no.
Because what if?
Okay, so I don't care if you make 6 figures or not, because I make my own money. I come
Mhm.
with my own what I have on my own. So if somebody who's worried about somebody's 6 figures is like equally yoked or more to take care of them, like that's that's their preference. It's not a standard for me, but yeah, when it was a preference for me, he was Donald Trump, and that just wasn't the right relationship for me. And
Right. You gotta have
clearly
some
11
bread.
months was too long for me. So
Mhm.
Okay.
you got to keep your standards and make sure that they are in line, because a 6-figure preference,
Those be the worst
don't
ones.
let it go to your head.
Mhm.
Okay,
Those be the
Don't-
worst
Yeah.
He
ones.
said
That's
this comment
experience.
says,
Tell it.
wait,
Yeah.
this comment says 6 feet, 6 figures, 6-pack, vanity, 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 all vanity, red
Yeah.
flags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all red flags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So anybody else? So she said the 6 figures. Ladies, what do you guys think about that? I want to respond to that. Because there are a lot of women out there online, and there's this whole viral trend online where women are saying 6 figures. They only want a man that's 6 figures, but they don't realize, well, 20% of the population only makes 6 figures. So you're eliminating 80% of your dating pool. All right. So if you happen to find a guy that makes 90,000 compared to 100,000, but the guy with the making 90,000 is gonna give you that relationship you want, but you're gonna curve him for an extra 10,000.
Yeah.
Come on.
I feel like
That's crazy.
Absolutely not.
entrepreneurs, like people are like, oh, I want an entrepreneur man. Y'all don't know about, like, when you get that entrepreneur, you ain't go see him ever as he's starting up that company or
Ever.
he's starting up that business. I feel like women are delusional when it comes to that.
It's
It's
blood, sweat, and tears being a business owner and
Mhm.
entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And it's
Absolutely.
not, I wouldn't recommend a relationship with somebody who's an entrepreneur.
especially starting.
Yeah, I'm
like
an
starting
entrepreneur,
up.
and
Yeah.
you want time. Like, a lot of people don't understand like
I'll
how
schedule you in.
my schedule. Yeah. Or,
Schedule you
like
in.
how if I don't eat, I mean, if I don't work, I don't
I'm not
eat,
gonna
you
do
know?
it.
Yeah.
And they say, you work a lot, you don't make time for me. And I was like, well, if I was a lawyer and I had paperwork to do, like, would that
It'll
make
be
a
the same
difference?
thing.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like,
Exactly.
so you make time for who you want to be with, essentially. But
Most
yeah,
definitely.
entrepreneurs, we put a lot of our day to day into our work, our business, and our work
Amen.
ethic. So
Mhm.
love
People
that we
don't
have a
understand
great
that.
work.
Yeah,
ethic.
and you have
People don't
to.
understand that.
Yeah, you got to have a strong mentality to
Oh,
deal with something
gosh.
like that.
And
Yeah.
that's another thing too, like with relationships with men and women. When you go into relationships, you don't talk about what's important to you. We don't talk about that anymore. We don't talk about religion. We don't talk about if we want to have kids anymore.
Mhm.
It's just wham bam, thank you, ma'am, and ooh, I forgot to take the plan B. I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
So, we don't talk about these things anymore. And I feel like if we can start communicating, even with like how we're all sitting here, even friends, family, everybody should start communicating a little bit better, because it's a lot of things that can be changed, even with the preferences and the standards. All that can be eliminated with just a little bit of communication.
Yeah.
Transparency. goes
Yeah.
a long way.
Transparency. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So before we go into the money thing, I do want to discuss the money thing. That's an important conversation because money is important. Let's listen.
Absolutely.
Even though it's something that we often talk about, but I do have to bring the reality. It is important, especially when you have a family.
Yeah.
But with the height thing, real quick, does anybody here on the panel have a 6 foot standard?
Not a 6 foot. You ain't gotta be necessarily 6 foot
Okay.
because I'm 5'1". So
Okay.
it's like as long as you a good
As long as
5'9".
you're taller than me.
Yeah, 5'9". We're good. We can probably work with
As long
that.
as I can wear
About 5'2"?
So we're not doing little brother like 5'5".
I do have a preference.
Hey.
Little brother.
I put the heels on and I'm above you. We
Like,
can't
we're
do
in a
that.
way.
We
In a
gotta.
way.
But
We gotta
see,
be.
But see,
Eye
this is
contact.
why we're having this conversation. So you said 5'9", but like I said, most women just want a guy that's taller.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're 5'1", you find a guy that's 5'5". That's taller than you, but he's giving you the treatment and the relationship you deserve.
Oh, okay. Yeah, short king. You can get it. Go ahead.
I feel like
Yeah.
you lying.
He's lying. Wait.
Baby, we gotta go to the podiatrist and get you those shoes. You know,
5'6".
You know why?
Except for 5'5". I thought we were not
Hey.
settling.
That's how I know you were capping. That's how I knew you were capping because you went to 5'9". You said 5'9".
You went from a 10 to a 5.
Look,
Wait.
wait. Yeah, because 5'9", but if like say that man is 5'5", he treat me right, maybe paying my bills or something like that. You get a little slide.
Hey, don't say that now.
a
Don't
little
say that
Kevin
now.
Hart is.
Oh,
How tall is
man.
Kevin
Kevin
Hart?
Hart's like 5'6".
No, he
I thought he was
No,
like
I-
5 foot.
I thought
Yeah,
he
he's 5
Oh.
feet even, I think.
Wait,
I thought he was like
Well, he
4'11".
can't be 5'6".
Yeah.
That's what-
I've seen him. He's shorter than me. I'm 5'6". So.
I was gonna say, where's
Yeah, I was gonna say he got to be 4'11".
Y'all know on his Netflix series, his girl, his wife at the time, well now,
His wife and Nico Hart.
had said that she was glad that he cheated because he was able to learn. And it went like very viral.
what?
And it was just really
Hell
sad because why would you
no.
say that?
Why would you say that? That's
he was
psychotic.
able to
No.
learn what he could have lost. Or
Mhm.
But he should have learned that in the first marriage.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, not
I
the
mean-
first marriage.
You cheated in the
it's
first
like
marriage.
it's like when we as women get into a relationship, we're long term. Let's say we're a year in, and things start getting slow, and you start saying, I'm unhappy, and you start expressing your feelings, and he just dismisses it.
Oh.
And then when you're ready to leave, and you don't understand, and then everything is just
It carries from there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Happens a lot.
Mm.
So, Lay, let's be honest. You're delusional right now with the height. You're delusional right now with the height.
I mean, I'm being delusional with the 5'5".
to be honest, okay.
Because I ain't never found no man. I mean, men that I date, I ain't never find nobody under 5'9".
Well, I'm little
Honestly.
No,
already.
because you know why?
Honestly.
You know why you
would
can't
feel
find
so
somebody because
dominant.
that's your standard.
It's
Because
not that that's my standards, just that truly and honestly, short men don't really approach me too much.
So, like, I asked
I've
you a
never
question.
really been that.
has a short man under 5'9" ever approached you and you really gave him like a genuine time to listen to him? You're just like,
I mean, when I was in middle school, if that's what
Yeah.
middle
How long ago was middle school? Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
If we talk about that's how far, like that's the last time, like, I mean, if you talk about DMs, I don't know your height.
Millennial dating. 101.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you.
Wait, what is millennial dating?
I mean, like 2000s dating. you
Yeah, I
know?
need 2000 dating. Yeah, open my card.
Let me read this super chat real quick. Phil.
We don't got them in no more.
Phil said.
They don't have grandmas no more. They not
I'm
getting
Grandma's
taught.
is 20. It's 36.
It's 32.
Phil said 6'6" foot figures inches 666. All right, no worries. Thank you so much, Phil, for the super chat. I appreciate you. But like, don't forget if you have a
Funny.
6 inches. 6 inches is
Bill,
lucky.
you funny.
if you have a
6
spec-
inches of what?
I'm saying, I'm
meant them-
You
Yeah.
keep it.
She said,
You say keep it.
Double homicide. Double homicide. Yo.
Look what It's Sage says men don't
Why
typically
does
want
height
a busy
matter?
woman. And that's true.
That's
They're
true,
like,
yeah.
I love
Yeah, yeah.
everything you got going on. You're just not the
Yeah.
person for
Okay,
me.
I'm gonna interject on that. Men, if y'all don't want a woman that's not busy, y'all need to get a better job so we can sit at home.
I can sit
Nah,
down.
yeah.
Okay.
Right. And then we won't be busy.
No, let's not. I
All
don't.
the time for you.
I don't advocate. Yeah.
Why y'all all shooting?
I don't advocate. All right, so
Messenger.
so we start with the hype, but like I said, just to go back to the hype before we move on to the money one, like it just for me, most women want a man that's at least taller. For me, it's just it's not realistic. If the guy is 1 inch taller than you, he's giving you the world, he's treating you right, he's faithful to you, but you're gonna overlook him and try to find a guy that hasn't given you that type of relationship that's taller. He's already doing that now for you. For me, it's kind of delusional for me.
But you know what's even more funnier though? Sometimes them little short men be the worst ones too, because they got the Napoleon syndrome.
No, no.
Yeah.
No.
They want to put their
Angry,
hands on
big
you.
trucks,
And
big
don't let him be
wheels.
short with pretty eyes.
Oh
Yeah.
Lord Jesus.
But
You
that's
know?
that's why I mentioned before. I think society, social media, has given you guys a perception of what a relationship is. It's based on like superficial traits. The key, if you want the focus should be a long-term committed relationship.
Mhm.
The focus shouldn't be like preferences, because if your goal is you just want a good family, you want a loyal husband, you want a healthy relationship, you should find people that are, has the qualities to get that. But you know, the 6 foot, the height thing, I know it's important. You want somebody taller, but if you're with somebody that's taller than you, but he may not have the ideal height, but he's giving you the outcome that you want in a relationship, why not go with that? Instead of taking your chance going out there and hope you find a guy that's 6'9", that's 5'9", or 6 foot, or 6'5", and you haven't attracted that type of guy yet that's going to give you the world, to give you the relationship that you want.
Yeah, I feel like that's for the women that have never attracted their
what I'm
type
saying.
or their
Why not just go?
I've
Go.
attracted a man that was shorter than me, and he gave me the world. Everything like communication was so wonderful.
Yeah.
The
What happened?
Transparency.
That's what I said. I don't know what happened.
Oh,
Come on.
So what had happened was he was everything, and then
And then he was.
he said he. So no,
Did you let him
it
go?
was me. It
Where's
was
he
me.
at now?
So let me
Keith.
just tell you guys
You
the
know,
truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Please tell the truth. The
So,
whole full truth.
I broke up with the father of my daughter after 7 years and no marriage. And I decided I'm not living in the state that I want to live in. So I met this guy. He was everything. And within like 6 months, I was like, well, I'm trying to move from here, this state. And he was going to go to college. And he chose 2 different states. And I was like, yeah, like, which one are you going to go to? He's like, actually, the state you're in has my college. And I could do, I was like, please don't come here.
I'm trying to
Please
leave.
don't come here. I'm really trying to leave. And then he came to my state, and it broke my heart.
yeah.
Why do guys
So
don't listen when you really trying to tell
Yeah.
them?
And I'm not like a manipulative or like a controlling type of person. But to me, it was like, I don't want to be here. I feel like you coming here and coming for college, which is like a 4-year thing, like it's
The
forcing me
commitment.
to be here.
Yeah, you trying to do it.
And
Mhm.
as
After
perfect
you
as
said
he
it.
was, as much as I liked him, it was the biggest turnoff.
Yeah,
And
you didn't want
even
to
though we
sacrifice.
lived like so
Mhm.
close to each other, I didn't even want to see him. Like it hurt me to see him. It hurt me for him to do nice things for me, to want to hang out. Like I'm like all the things we can do, and I don't want to do them because I'm here.
All right, fair enough. All right, no worries. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ladies. I appreciate you guys. But get that live chat popping. I see it's Sage on the live chat. I do appreciate you guys on the live chat. Thank you so much. I see Jogo Bands. I've never seen you before. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
that's my son.
Oh, okay.
Hey, boo.
5'8".
Yes, he's 5'8".
He's not short.
That's right. Don't
No,
let your
but my
mama say
daughter's
that about
taller than
you.
him though, and she's 16.
Wait, how old is your son?
Yeah.
My son will be 24 this year.
Okay.
Oh.
You got an age gap.
Mhm.
You look good for a son, for a kid that got 20.
And then
Thank
don't
you.
crack.
All right.
That's why he was talking about vanity. I was like, I don't know about that life too much.
Yeah, my son is 24. He 23. He's getting ready to be 24, and my daughter just turns. Well, she's getting ready. Oh, July. She'll be 17.
Oh,
Oh, all right. Fair enough.
go ahead.
All right. So, hey, shout out to you. Thank you so much for watching. But let's move to the money part.
Monies.
All right, because I know there's a lot of women online. They're saying they want a man that's making 100K.
Who the hell makes
The-
100K?
20. Well,
I
there's a
mean-
small population of men who are making 100K. But my like I said before, I think a lot of women get caught up with the money, and I think that's not a good judge of character. In order to make sure that you can be with somebody that's going to be good long term. I do understand for most women, they want a man that's a financial provider and protector, especially when you have children. But there's a lot of problems if you base your standard on 100K, because just because a man is making 100K doesn't necessarily mean he's good with his money.
Mhm.
Doesn't necessarily mean he knows how to be disciplined to make sure that he's not overspending his money. There's a lot of guys out there make a lot of money personally, but they're just wasting their money and they're not saving their money, right?
Mhm.
A lot of guys are just maybe they have good jobs, but they don't really have a good work ethic. Just in case if the job he gets fired, is he be able to bounce back and get back another job, right? So I think for me is I do understand the money part, but you want to find the values that and qualities that the man has that can consistently be able to make that money long term.
Mm.
So just in case if he loses his job, but because he's hardworking, because he has ambition, because he's a hustler, because he's very disciplined financially, he's able to bounce back and get back on the track. But the thing is, if you only base it on 100K, what if he loses his job? Are you going to lose attraction for him and leave him and go find another person? And that's why it's not a good standard to have on a baseline foundation. All right. So and I think a lot of social media has done a great job to convince women just because money is making a certain type of income necessarily means he's good with his money, necessarily means he's hardworking, necessarily means he's very disciplined. Find those qualities, and then the money is just the byproduct. The money comes when the guy has the qualities that you're looking for.
Mhm.
What do you guys think about that?
I agree.
Yeah.
There's a lot of men that I've dated who have made six figures, and the way that they just spend money, it's like
Yeah.
the way that they spend money is like a child that just
Yeah.
is always giving money, and the way that they don't save or they don't invest, it shows, and to me, I feel like that's a character flaw, the way that you mismanage money.
Mhm.
And so it's like you can have all the money in the world, and because of your money mismanagement, like you're not going to be a good leader for my family and the core values that I hold near and dear to my heart.
I've heard a lot of women that were overlooked the guys making 50K. But the thing is, I know there's one good friend of mine, right? The guy's making 50K. Her expectation was 100K, but she overlooked the 50K guy. But the 50K guy had a vision, very disciplined financially, saved his money.
I was gonna say,
He had that
yeah.
work ethic.
Mhm.
He had that ambition. He had the hustle mentality, but she overlooked him just because he didn't have it now. And then the guy she went with the 100K, 5 years later, he lost his job and lost his money. And then the guy with the 50K, he's making 200K now.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what
Right.
I'm talking about. I love an underdog. I ain't gonna lie. I
That's
do.
the thing.
That's what I'm saying,
Like, a lot of
it's-
people don't see visions anymore.
It's the
they want
so,
the right
yeah.
now. They want what
They
see
want
on
the instant.
Instagram.
Yeah.
That's why I think a lot of women can confuse on social media. Like I said, the standards is your non-negotiable, right? And the preferences is just something you can negotiate. So the thing is, if the guy's not making money right now, but the thing is, as long as he has the non-negotiables, he's hardworking, he has a vision, he has a plan, he's saving his money. Those are traits that's non-negotiable. Like, you don't want a guy that's lazy. You don't want a guy that has no ambition. You don't want a guy that has no vision for his future. You don't want a guy that's financially irresponsible. So just because he doesn't have the money, but he has all those qualities, you already know he's going somewhere.
Mhm.
He just may not have it right now because it takes time to build wealth,
You gotta
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
But they
money-
don't get caught up with the numbers.
No.
They get caught up with the numbers.
Yeah, money has never been an issue for
Yeah.
me. It's about how you carry yourself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
In a relationship, I always had two rules: don't lie to me and don't put your hands on me.
Period.
Everything else we can work on together.
Mhm.
And if I'm worried about money, that means I ain't got no money. I want what's in your pocket.
Yeah.
If you worried about my money, that means you ain't got no money. You worried about what's in my pocket.
You worry about the wrong pocket.
You know what I'm saying?
You got
You know,
pockets out.
You know, you
Yeah.
pay the rent, right? You pay the rent.
Right.
I pay the PG&E. You know what I'm saying? We can go in
You pay
together.
the water.
You know what I'm saying? No, for
Yeah.
real.
Let's go ahead.
It's a team effort.
It's a team
Yeah.
effort, and I'm not gonna be counting your pockets. None of that.
Wait, so
And
do
if a
we-
female's counting your pockets, leave her.
right.
I will pay the PG&E
Wait.
for 9 months out of the year. You
But
take
we-
the summer months, I'll take the other months.
But
Okay, let's
but
just
wait,
compromise, baby. Let's, it'll average out at the end. It'll
Are
average
we
out.
going for like, oh, I'm not moving in with you unless you pay the whole rent?
There's
that's-
some that do that.
crazy.
Yeah, but
That's a
like,
standard and a
what-
preference.
Yeah,
So that
that
is,
could be
like, Is
both.
that your standard? Is that your preference?
That could be
Like,
both.
Ooh.
It's a preference for me.
Or is that a whole nother topic? Because like, yo,
The standard is a man that
Here's the thing,
provides.
like, that's how-
We would like that to be a
That
standard,
standard
but
is
that'd be
like-
delusional.
A standard is a man that
This day and
provides,
age,
but
it
in
might
this
be
day and
delusional.
age,
Yeah.
Paying the whole rent
at least
nowadays.
50%.
Crazy.
You know,
like I said, like I think that's a preference, right? So, but like, if you want your man to pay the full rent, right? I think that's something you can be compromising. But like I said,
Yeah.
if you find a man that's hardworking, a vision, hustler,
right,
even if he can't pay the full rent right now, but he's moving towards that.
Right.
Eventually, get to a point he can pay that.
Catch a PG&E bill.
That's what I'm saying is
Right.
just find the guy that has the qualities that can get. If that's why your outcome is just communicate to him. Hey, eventually, when I have family, when I have kids, I want you to take care of the full rent. Can you make sure you have a plan for that 5 years from now? The guy's like, God, let me go to work.
Yeah.
Let me go to work.
And honestly, like
That's
I
so
can
important.
vouch for that. And I say this story all the time to everybody. And I vouch for my man really highly because when we first met, we were very young. I was a waitress and I was bartender. And he didn't have a job and he didn't have a car. And I was well aware of that. And I still had that attraction. That was so weird for me because I literally went from dating somebody who had an architect job and had all these fancy cars. And now I'm meeting this guy who has no job and no car. Within a year, he made me a stay-at-home mom. He paid my $2,500 rent. He paid my car payment. He
Ow,
paid-
ow, ow.
I'm like,
That
he
is
supported-
a man.
I know, that's right. He supported my business. I'm a lash artist, and that's what I do full time. I'm a real estate agent on the side. Just literally, like I get to do what I want for fun because I saw his vision. Because I believe that I knew for a fact he was a hustler. Maybe he didn't have it right then and there, but he got it within a year.
That's
Like
what
I
I'm
said, I
talking
love
about.
it.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, but like, when
$100.
you find somebody that's like a hustler, like you, I mean, I have nothing. If you have like that mentality, like that person's gonna bring you up, or you're gonna bring that person.
100%,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
the time, all the time.
Yeah.
I gotta give you a man this.
I know. I was gonna say
No,
that.
yeah, and like he doesn't
Yes.
like you'll notice he's very quiet. He doesn't talk. He won't tell people what he does for work. He's just very like, yeah, I do that. I do that. But I'm like,
Come
no,
on,
you
ladies,
do
let's
that.
give
Like,
it up for her
you're
man.
like 24. I'm like, you can afford both of our cars. We pay maybe
Yes.
2,000, maybe 3,000 in car payments in total. We have a son. He provides for me and my son. Like, it's doable. So it's like, don't, just because he doesn't make money right then and there, it's like, it's bullshit. And it sucks
Yeah.
because it's real, like reality. Realistically, that's all people want. It's like, oh, he works at McDonald's. Don't talk to me. It's like, dude, what? Like
Are you
for all you know,
serious?
he's,
Are you
yeah. Oh,
serious?
yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Like
College degree.
like yo, that's
I'm a big
Yeah.
girl, so I would love for you to work at
No,
McDonald's.
seriously.
I'm
bring
coming to
my
get some
fucking
food.
fries. Yeah,
So
no.
Walmart managers
please.
make 6K. Like,
Exactly.
It's, I gotta be honest. This is all the women out there. I've seen a lot of girls who say, "I won't date a guy that's doesn't work at McDonald's."
That
won't-
works out fast.
They won't date a guy that works at McDonald's, but she get pregnant by the guy that has no job.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Exactly.
bum, bum,
you
bum.
don't have a
Yeah.
job. Like
Right.
But like I said, but also just from the men's perspective, it takes time for us to build our wealth and to build our financial stability.
Yeah.
So the thing is, if you only want to date a guy that's 100,000, you're gonna eliminate a lot of men. There's only gonna be a small dating pool for you. But there's a lot of men out there who just working hard every single day, especially in their 20s, in order to find the outcomes they want financially on their 30s. So it takes time for us. So if you find a guy that's just working and working himself at the bottom, trying to build his way up, he has a vision, he has a plan. You see the consistency, you see the work ethic, you see the drive. He's getting up 4 or 5 o'clock every single morning, going to work, putting a full shift. He communicates his plans for you. you know, and you're willing to have and you grow with them, he's gonna appreciate you more, because we as men, if we see you come with us at the lowest part of our life, we appreciate that, right? Because most women won't, especially today. So if you're trying to find a guy that has everything, you got a small dating pool, and oftentimes those guys they have a lot of options.
Or you don't fit in their pool.
Yeah.
That's why they're single.
Grow with, find a guy you can grow with, especially, and support him in his goals, and he's gonna appreciate you a lot more, because you were there in the beginning when nobody believed in him.
Yep.
Okay, so also Phil Jr. dropped a super chat. Also in 2024 is expected no more virtue integrity.
Heartbreak is
Okay, all right. No
that's
worries.
pretty much what it is.
All right, Gas Mask, I see you on the live chat. I appreciate you guys. Gas Mask, Underground Roads. See you on the live chat. Thank you so much. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions or topics you want to respond to. But ladies, have some videos real quick. I want to play real quick some videos have been viral online that's related to the topic that we're discussing today. And we're going to react to it. And I'm going to pass it back to you guys, what you guys think as well. All right, so there's the video I saw. There we go. They're talking about modern women have unrealistic standards, okay? And let me play it real quick.
Use salary. The expectation that their man or the gentleman that they're dating should be making this six figure number, okay? Now, we're in the tri-state area, so I understand the desire to want to be with someone who's making six figures, because you kind of just need that in order to function, right? But this expectation that that's what someone should be earning in order for them to be worthy of you is impractical, and I'm gonna tell you why. That they could lose their job in any given moment. So if you're giving someone a chance based on how much money that they make, and tomorrow they are unemployed and homeless or whatever it is, then you're now stuck with the dude who's unemployed or homeless, because you only mess with him because of how much money he made. Secondly, it's not about how much money you make, it's how you manage it. Somebody could be the top cardiologist at a hospital making $400,000, and they own 10 cars, and they have 4 houses that they're underwater, and they're paying child support and alimony, and they're broke every week. So looking at a specific figure as a measure of whether or not you should date someone is problematic, and it's not going to work. So that's one of the biggest issues that I see with the ladies. Secondly, with the ladies, height. In what world does someone's height dictate how well they're going to treat you, or how good of a husband or father they're going to be? There's nothing about that man's height that's going to make him a better human being. So, and again, I'm not saying that you should be dating folks who are necessarily like super shorter than you, but you're 5'2" and he has to be 6 feet. Why?
Lady,
why? It's unreasonable. Even in your tallest heels, he's still going to be taller than you. And I understand generally the idea is the taller the man, the bigger the man, the more likely he is to protect you. It's more animalistic than it is like reality, but still impractical.
I was like, I've dealt with grown ass men.
It could be 6'3",
Goodbye.
6'4", 6'5".
Okay.
You got more.
So what's your response to that? I want to hear what you guys think. I'll start with you, Lay.
What? No. You're gonna tell me about this height.
What's your response to that, Lay?
You're cool with 5'5".
9.
I'll believe it when I see that 5'5". I still think she's capping. I still think she's still going for that 5'9".
I'll get a paid actor. Stop playing.
Right.
But
Go ahead, Lay.
honestly, well, I mean, she's right. I mean, you try to go for the men that you try to look for just the money. Like you said, he may be homeless one day. He may lose his job. And like, are you willing to be okay with that? And like, you know, he could be a reckless spender. And also what she said was like that alimony and child support. A lot of men that got that money like that, they got kids, they got ex-wives
More money, more
already.
problems.
Yeah, more money, more problems. They got ex-wives and stuff that they got to pay off. And it's like, nah.
Who wants to be bothered with that?
Who wants to be bothered with that? Exactly. So it's like, okay, if you want to come to me with 6 figures, then all right, come to me 6 figures, and I see that you're investing. I see that you're not just doing this one thing and making your money from this one box. Like you're spreading it out and you're not being reckless. Like, oh my God, I have a kid. So I'm already a very like conscious spender. So it's like, oh my God, if like I get anxiety when I see a man, like, yeah, you got the money. I see you got the money, but it's like, you just spent $400 on that. Like, yeah, it's like, oh no, you don't need that. It's not a real need. It's just like, that's a want. And yeah, you got it like that. Cool. I ain't hating on your money. You know, do what you do, but
Yeah.
Okay.
it's going to give me anxiety.
All right.
But the height, I mean, like I said,
She said
I
that's
compromise. I compromise.
Lay, I'm going to give you a diss.
Go, no.
All right.
Oh, out of here.
Compromise. Come on. Keep the 5'5" guy.
I'm 5'5". Let me find you.
All right.
Let me find you first.
I'll pass it to you, Litzy. What's your response to that video? A lot of women have unrealistic standards.
Yeah, and like honestly, I just saw someone's comment something like that these women are asking, like, trying to look for a six-figure man, but don't even know where to find them, and like, or don't even know where to look for them. It's like honestly, like a lot of the girls that I hear saying like they want these six-figure men, I'm from Modesto. Like you're looking for a six-figure man in Modesto.
Modesto. Oh
I'm
man.
like, ain't nobody. So I'm like, you don't even know what you want. You don't even know what six figures looks like. You
don't
just
even know
want
realistically.
the money. You just want the money. You want that what they think is financial freedom.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
100% people do get distracted by the money. They do see that. They don't understand that it can just come and go.
Instagram
And like height wise too, like it's fucked up. But yeah, I mean, you do get picked and like discriminated against if you're shorter. Like automatically you're just like, no, like in some people's eyes. But I've met some pretty decent short people, and also pretty decent tall people. But
Yeah,
I mean, mine is just you have to be taller than me. That's it.
We're not asking you to date short men because I like most women don't want to date short men. What we're saying is if the guy's at least 1 inch taller than you, that give him a shot.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's all you need.
Really fine.
Why do we have to limit ourselves at like 6 figures? Why can't we go to
I want 8-figure, 10
like
figure.
8?
Yeah.
I gotta give you another one. Yo,
8, 9, 10, whatever.
Five, nine, 8 figures.
6 figures. I
Come
need
on.
more.
Come on.
Yeah, I just can't do 4.
I need more money. I need your money.
I just don't need more
Let's
problems.
combine it to be our money.
Yeah,
All I know it's gonna be a lot of lonely women out here.
that's what I'm saying. That's why, like, I don't need 6. We can do 5. We can do 5.
Oh, we playing the violin.
Yeah. All these expectation standards, you're gonna be.
Not the violin.
No. I mean, I'll be crying in the Maserati.
Be by yourself with your cat. Okay. I'll pass it to you, Keith. Keith, what's your response to that video? Unrealistic standards, expectations. What do you think?
Lord Punisher says, how many men have I dated that make 8 figures? I have not dated. I've dated one man that made 8 figures. Yeah. One guy. I was gonna say I haven't, but no. Somebody had. He started off making 6 figures, and he hit it really big in one of those markets, and that was Donald Trump.
Okay.
But
But your response to that video?
You dated Donald Trump.
it was so. So when we talk about like standards and preferences, okay, I used to like my first boyfriend that I loved that went to high school and played college ball. He was 6'4" and 240 pounds. So like that was like that's the standard for me. They had to be 6'4" and at least 240 pounds. Like I like a big teddy bear.
That's a big boy.
And
So say you need that height difference.
so then I settled for 6 foot. 230.
Damn,
And then-
that like,
And then it didn't work out 7
10
years
pound difference.
later. So then, okay, fast forward, the same guy, 6'4", 240. He graduated college. He was doing good for himself. He was like, hey, I know you just got out of a relationship. Like, maybe we can try to make this work again. How about you and your daughter come live with me? I'll take care of all the bills. You just take care of what you need to take care of, your car payment, your cell phone bill, like, you know, and I'll just take care of everything else.
say less. Skip hopping away. I'm there.
So what happened was he was like, build your business and I'll support you. You just take care of your own bills. So in the process of me building my business, I was working too hard. I didn't have enough time to be home to cook and clean and take care of his children. And, you know,
He wants you to be staying
he
home mama.
started resenting me for going out there and trying to build this business. And this was when what is that coin?
Bitcoin.
And all that stuff was going on, and he did.
Bitcoin.
He would stay up a couple nights overnight and do stuff. I don't know, but he actually did get really, you know, a lot of good money going in and going out. And so, but he worked the 6-figure job, and he would get bonuses, you know. And at first, he would tell me like, "Yo, I just got this bonus. It was like 25,000." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that's so cool!" And then like once I started working and, you know, trying to build my own business to have my own money, because it's kind of hard asking somebody for money as an adult who's always made their money. So it was like I feel uncomfortable asking him for money, like so I would make my own money, but that would make him upset.
He's just to step in real quick, but but that video, what was your response to it?
My response to that video is I think that That's 100% true because I left him. I didn't have anything. He may have had his 8 figures and thought he was the man, but I left with nothing because of my standards and what I wanted to show my daughter. So I do think women do have that standard, but what does it come with?
Okay. All
At
right.
the end of the day.
All right. Sipuesi. Did I get that right? Wow.
Soupy Essie. Soupy
Soupy Essie.
Essie. Yeah.
I didn't write it down. Soupy. That's my fault. Soupy Essie. Go ahead. What's your response to that video?
What was the video?
The video we just watched.
What was the response? I forgot what the video was.
Height and money.
Money and height.
Height and
Height and
money.
money.
Height and
I
money.
think that if you come into something and you're expecting something, I think that you should be able to bring whatever it is that you're expecting. Correct? Like if you're saying like, oh, I need somebody that has like 6 figures or makes 6 figures, you got to come into it already doing the same thing.
Right.
We'll be on that track.
Either be on the track or already just be there. 'Cause you can't ask somebody for like something that you can't even provide.
Right.
And that's just where I'm at. Like, and then when it comes to height,
What y'all thought? You gonna settle?
baby. I think that someone who is 5'5", I'm okay with like a 5'8" and up.
Okay.
You can take it from a 2
Nice
to a
guys at
9, like
5'5".
really, but it really is like at least a 5'9". So I guess I am picky about it.
Yeah.
Like
There are good men that are short.
He's a good
Yeah,
man, Savannah.
He's
No, what
a
a-
great
He's a
man.
good man, Savannah.
man right
He
there.
hustles hard, you know.
Just to add on to what you said, and I do understand the height is important for you, lady. What I'm saying is, if you can attract the 6-foot guy, right, and he's giving you the relationship you want, God bless you want, right? But the thing is, if all the 6-foot guys are not giving you the type of relationship you want, and they're mistreating you, they're not loyal to you, they're not good long term, and then you have to expand your options to the guys that are not 6 foot.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying is go for the guy that you want. But I'm saying if you can get him, great. But if you can't get him, then give the other guys a chance because over time, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, eventually you're gonna outsource yourself from the dating pool. We don't have for both men and women, we don't have a limited amount of time to date and find people.
Yeah.
By the time you hit 40 and 50, it's gonna be extremely hard to find something long term because most people in their 30s, late 30s, 40s, 50s are not looking for relationships.
Yeah.
They're already they either were married or in a relationship, they didn't work out, and they've already given up. So like 20s and 30s, that's like the best time to find a relationship. But if you're not getting that 6 foot, look around. But if you're trying to, if you ignore the guys that's not giving you the shorter guys, and I think you're just limiting yourself, and you're pretty much there's a high probability you might end up by yourself and lonely. That's all I'm saying.
I've met men.
No, it ain't gotta be no.
Yeah, but social media has created that
But
trend.
that's
It's
the
like
thing, like
Facebook.
social media will have you like all messed up.
Social media is fake. It's not
all
real.
Fake,
a
yes.
facade.
I've met janitors that
Like-
have had the best moral compasses in the world that have
You-
treated people
you know-
so nicely.
There's a profession right now that makes 6 figures, but a lot of women won't date them. You know what that profession is?
Is it
a
you?
garbage man.
Garbage
I
man.
was about to say garbage.
Yo, garbage
Yeah,
man makes more
garbage
than
man.
6 figures. Yo,
Yeah.
garbage man.
Waste
makes money.
management.
I mean, 6 figures is like 50K right now.
Yeah.
Like that's at
The garbage men
yeah.
they have good
Yeah,
pension, they have a
like,
good job, it's
ain't no
secure.
way.
A lot of girls don't want to date a guy just because he's a garbage man.
Shit, I work for the court,
Yo,
so
and
you
my
can. You
brother
can have whatever
we had like Sunday
whatever.
school, and my brother and they were like, "Oh, what do you want to be when you grow up?" And we were like probably 5, 8 years old, and Keith remembers this. And he got up and he said, "I want to be a garbage man," and they were laughing.
Everybody in the
But
church.
garbage men make money.
Yeah, they make 6
there you go.
figures.
Shout out to what's our the Oakland.
No, they make good money. They're really good.
Waste
Yeah,
management.
the waste
Shout
management.
out to waste
And it's stable.
management.
It's stable. They make good money.
And
they have a
they're
good plan,
nice.
good pensions. And it's it's really hard to get it because once people get that job, they stay there forever.
Yeah.
They got a whole union to back them up.
Yeah.
Like you
union.
literally you got a union, you got a 401k, you got really good benefits like
Medical, dental.
And also,
Celebrate.
you never have to worry about the economic times because people still need their
are
trash.
gonna
taken.
exactly
right.
Regardless if
Absolutely.
regardless if it's a go through a recession, doesn't matter. Recession doesn't matter because trash is always needed to take out.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
All right, I'll pass it to you, Geneva. What do you think about that video?
Like I said, my preference is tall, but I didn't always date tall. My preference is only tall because the one short guy that I did date, I felt a lot bigger than him.
Well, how tall are you? Because you look short.
Like I'm 4'9",
Ain't no way.
How
and
tall
he
was
was
he?
I felt
literally
bigger
like
than-
5 feet, but he was like thin.
Oh.
I
Okay.
just-
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So
I know what you
Was he
mean.
a
I know what
jockey?
you mean because okay,
Yeah.
I've dated. I literally and I feel so fucked up.
Yeah.
So I really hope he's not watching this, but because okay, we met on Instagram. On Instagram, he looked like he was very tall. He looked like he was very built.
And see the live.
When I pulled up
Instagram
into
live.
the parking lot, he stepped out of his car and he was definitely not tall.
He jumped down.
He jumped.
He jumped in.
Oh my God.
He hopped out the car.
He was like I was for sure his height or taller, and I weighed more than him.
Yeah,
And I couldn't
can't
do it.
that.
And I felt I
can't
was
do
like, I
that.
know for a fact I'm not attracted to you. So I lied and I just
Yeah.
like I couldn't go.
Okay.
Like
Mm.
I couldn't do
I
it
had to
because I
go.
felt fucked up. I can't.
Why are short men always
Yeah.
driving trucks?
Yeah,
He always short
But
men.
he was a
About.
shitty person. He has cheated on
Yeah.
multiple people. So
Oh.
like, I don't feel as bad. I just didn't want to.
No,
drop
don't
his
no, no, don't feel
Yeah,
bad.
that's why I
There's a
date
bomb.com.
taller
girl.
men.
It's a great word.
because I just felt so much bigger than him.
Okay.
But that's only because that's
But-
why my preference is the way it is.
But that's what I said earlier. If you can get it, you won.
Right,
Yeah, you got it.
right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, so you don't have to
Winning.
worry about that. But there's a lot of women who don't have it, but they still stick to the standard, and time goes by, and they can't get the relationship they want. So if you can get that 6'5", hey, God bless you, you got that guy. But if you're not getting that guy, or you do date those guys, but they're not giving you that relationship you want, then you gotta expand your dating pool. Go find the guys that might treat you what. That's all I'm saying.
Side note, ladies, if you want that preference, just be confident.
Yeah,
You'll get whatever
All
you
right.
want.
All
With a
right.
good smile.
You can have whatever you want.
Hey, don't
no
give
way.
these ladies a
Ain't
false
no way.
delusion, false hope.
Don't be
The Lulu
delusional,
is the
okay?
Lulu.
So with the money part, like I said, I just don't feel like you should ask for more than what you can provide for yourself.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I mean, everybody got different
Absolutely.
opinions, but because I grew up around a lot of boys, I'm tell you, like they always tell me, I ain't doing shit.
Okay.
I ain't doing shit.
Okay.
There you go.
And ladies, money really doesn't mean anything unless it's a lifestyle you're trying to live up to. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, all that really matters is birthdays, Mother's Day,
Yeah,
Christmases,
it's a
you know,
given.
and that's where you get your good gifts. Like if
Money
that's what you're
comes
looking
a
for,
dime
wait
a
for those
dozen.
3 times a year, you know.
You can get money every
But
day.
get you somebody who's gonna be
Yeah.
respectful, who's gonna treat you good, who's gonna love you the way you
That's
should
the
be
standard.
loved.
That's the
you know?
Yeah.
Also, I want to ask these ladies because this oftentimes doesn't get brought up to the conversation, right? So, say you want that 6'5" guy, right? Say that's one. Like for a lot of women out there watching this right now, you want that 6'5" guy, 240 pounds, got the 6 figures, right? My question I want to ask the ladies is, what value do you bring to him? So he's bringing you value. He's 6'5". He's 240 pounds. He can make you feel safe. Or he's bigger than most men. He can protect you. He has a 6-figure job. That's value to your life. That he can give you financial stability. And what was the one thing that I also added? Well, I don't know, but that's the value. That's the value that he's bringing you.
Mhm.
Okay, so my question for a lot of women is, okay, if that's what you want, what value do you bring to him? So that way, he would be attracted to you. Because oftentimes I see a lot of women saying, like I mentioned earlier in the podcast, I don't care what you want in life as long as you're willing to work for it and to get that outcome. But I see a lot of women saying, I want that man to bring that type of value to my life. Okay, then I ask them the question, what do you bring to the table for him? What value do you bring him? And then
And that should be the
They don't
bigger
know.
question.
yeah, right. And then
Yeah.
a lot of times they don't have anything to say, right? So that's my issue with a lot of women is you just hope this guy comes into your life, but he's also going to look for certain things that you're going to bring into his life. He's not going to stay with you just because you're hot. Like I mentioned before, you can be the hottest person in the world, but if you have a bad attitude, all right, if you're lazy, if you're annoying, if you have things that doesn't bring peace to that man, he's gonna go find somebody else. So my question to the ladies, real quick, I'm gonna ask you guys, what kind of value? I mean, for you in your personal experience, if you find yourself a good man, loyal man, but also he has those things you're looking for, what value as a woman do you bring to his life?
Can value be peace?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because you know, like I thought that was
Have
a
your peace,
great
baby.
value that I brought to this man. Like I thought I was gonna be his piece. Like I can be the water to his fire. You know, like I can really bring the calm into the storm, and really that spiraled into giving me depression. You know,
How can
because
Try
he
to please
disrespected
everybody.
that value. You know.
like how do you bring peace? Like what specific things do you do to bring peace to that man?
So, I mean, I'm a very peaceful person myself. So, like, I just try to be calming, trying to communicate effectively, trying to, make sure that he sees all perspectives and things, that he feels like he's heard, that he's protected, that his space is clear, that what when you come into your house is peaceful,
Oh, okay.
by any means, however I can do that for him. But still, bring me peace and bring peace in the household. I'm not trying to start a war. I don't
Yeah.
want wars in my areas and stuff. And try to be submissive. Oh my gosh,
Submissive.
that-
Okay. I do agree with you. That's one thing I do hear from a lot of men is women have this feminine energy where you can just make a home, a household.
Yeah.
All right. So, for us, if you left us to our own devices to create a home, we'll just have a chair and a bed for most guys.
That's crazy. A whole trap house.
All right. But you guys know how to do your feminine energy. You guys can make the
Yeah.
house beautiful, the smell, the light. It feels good when a man's working hard and he comes home to a beautiful house and a warm house and a loving house. You guys have that thing you guys do. So a lot of men appreciate that, especially if he's going to work every single day and come home to a peaceful house.
Mhm.
All right, so that's great. I'll pass it to you, Super Yessie.
Yeah.
All right.
I would have to say, okay, so Keith said a peaceful environment, right?
Yeah, peaceful environment.
And I guess I would have to say like kind of like the same thing, but when you like just having somebody who makes you feel like it's home. You know what I mean? Like aside from like, yeah, there's peace, but then there's like a place where you're like, oh, this feels like home.
Yeah.
Like that's
that's the value you bring to a
Okay,
relationship.
all right.
like
All right.
just
Make his
Home.
your
You can make it
home.
a home. Okay. Pass it to you, Geneva. What do you think? What value do women, in your perspective, that you feel like that a lot of men are looking for?
What are men looking for?
Yeah, like what value do as a woman that you can bring to a man that will keep him to be in a relationship with you?
First one, I would never argue with him in public.
That's a good.
Oh, that's good.
good. Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
There's people in the back.
I would
Finger
never
snaps.
embarrass him in public, no matter how mad he gets.
Perfect.
Mhm.
I gotta give this.
That's a big one.
I hate seeing the people in
You know,
public.
So awkward.
just kind of support him at whatever he wants to do. It's really nothing to it. You just sit back and you got to learn him. If you don't learn him, you don't know nothing. You don't know what brings him peace.
Mhm.
You got to learn your man
Mhm.
so you can bring him peace.
Period.
that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now, one of the things that we have conversation with other men, one of the things that we need in a relationship to feel love is we need respect.
Mhm.
All right. That's something that's important for most men. So as long as a woman that know how to represent his man respectfully and know how to treat him respectfully, especially in public. All right. So one of the biggest things I know when I see a couple and I see the woman disrespect him in public, because if that's how you do it in public,
I get you there.
I can see that when you do
I
it
know.
in
Yeah,
I
like
private,
that.
imagine what you
it's
do
gonna be
behind
worse
that
in
home.
private.
You don't like that
Right,
man.
so a lot of men don't want to feel
Mm.
emasculated.
Yeah.
All right. So especially if he's the man, he's the provider, he's the protector, and you're emasculating him, you're disrespecting him
Mhm.
in his leadership in public. For a lot of guys, they can't feel loved if you don't respect them. So that's one thing that we look as far as a woman. Does she bring not only peace, make a house a home, but does she respect me?
Yeah.
That's really important for the good men out there. Thank you for sharing that. Lay, I'll pass it to you.
I feel like for me, honestly, I bring emotional safety. Like I've always made it a safe space for like if you feel like you need to talk, if you feel like there's something that's really bothering you, you're able to open up and you're able to express that. And it's like, no, I'm not going to judge you. No, I'm not going to think like I'm not going to give you what you should do. You're a man, you got it, you know how to lead. But you're able to say, hey, I just really had a really fucked up day. And it's great that I'm able to say this to you. Like there's that the respect. I'm very respectful when it comes to, I don't know, I guess in a sense I am a little bit traditional, so it's like I understand a man's position and depending on what position he is in my life, I'll know how to really treat him. But like, I don't do the hitting, I don't do the cussing out, none of that stuff. It's like, I'm such a calm spirit. It's like, I'll just leave. I ain't got no problem, and I'll do it quietly. I'll just
That part.
slide
To the left.
to the left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Keep up the great work. But
It's
being
hard
emotional
for-
support for a man, because a lot of
Mhm.
times they feel like they have to carry everything on their shoulders. And it's like, nah, baby, take that off. Let's talk about it. Like, if you need to cry, if you need to go through what you go through,
Oh, I
talk
disagree.
to me about
I
it.
disagree with that.
Yeah.
What?
I think men don't know how
Really?
to take that hat off.
Yeah, they
That's
don't.
what it is.
Yeah.
And it's
Be
like-
careful. Be careful when you say, I want my man to cry. Be careful
No, no,
when you
no,
say, I want to
be
create an
emotional.
emotional space. And here's why.
Don't
Here's
be-
why.
Yeah.
Both have to understand that men and women, we process emotions a little bit more differently.
Yeah.
Totally differently, right? So for us, we're more solution oriented. So when we do go through our problems, especially if you're looking for men, very masculine men, very disciplined men, we just want to solve the problem. So when we go through problems in life, it's not because we don't want to talk about it. It's not because we don't feel the emotions when we go through hardship. We still feel it the same way you guys do. But for us, we just want to solve it. It's less talking, more solving.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So the thing is, if you come across a man and you tell him, hey, you know what? I want you to cry and I want to create an emotional space for you so you can come in, just put all your burdens on me. I think you're going to often attract men who are not as masculine, but they're going to be a little bit more feminine.
Yeah.
Right,
Oh,
'cause
yeah. No.
Like I mentioned before, like we do have emotions, we do have joy, we do when we see our children, we see you, we have feelings of emotions and joy. But when it comes to just figuring out shit in our life and going through it, we just want to solve it. So just because we don't communicate that to you doesn't necessarily mean that we're harnessing all these ill emotions in our life. No, that's not the case. Just ask him, communicate to him. Hey, but most guys just don't want to talk about it. We just want to fix it.
I mean, yeah, you could fix it, but like I'm gonna help you fix it. Like, we're gonna fix it together. What's the problem? We're gonna fix it together, because like, you're a hustler, I'm a hustler too. So if we both got that hustle mentality, there's a solution gonna come out regardless. So it's like, but you have to be able to be okay with opening up in the first place to even say, hey, this is what I need for the solution.
Well,
You know, so
well,
that's where the
what if
safety
I'm saying is
comes
if the
in.
guy needs your help, like if a guy's healthy, right? If he needs your help, he'll communicate that to you. Like, if I really need your help to support me to fix this problem, then I'll come to my wife or to your significant other. Hey, I need your help on this. Let me get this from you, right? But if he doesn't think he needs your help, that he can do it on his own, he's gonna do it on his own. So just because he doesn't ask for your help doesn't mean that he's trying to carry that burden for himself, because we like a challenge, man. Like masculine men, we like a challenge. When we see things that's hard and difficult, we want to rise to the occasion, especially when it comes to building a family and with a leader. Like the men who I know have taken the responsibility to take care of their family. When shit arises, they're like, I got this because my family depends on me.
Yeah.
Nothing is going to stop me from providing for my family. Right now, if he needs help from you, then he'll communicate that for you. But they believe in themselves, they confidence themselves, because they've done that their whole life.
Yeah.
Every single challenge I've come across, I was able to overcome it. So they have confidence in themselves, and if they really need to communicate that with you, they'll come to you. But the thing is, they're not going to come to you crying about their problems. Hey, baby, you're trying to fix this for me. I just lost my job. I'm not getting my pay raise. And I think that creates very victim soft men, I would say.
Yeah,
You don't
like,
want a soft man.
I ain't never had nothing like that happen to me. I ain't never had nobody like
I have.
crying
It's
or
not
nothing
fun.
like that to me. But I mean, I've had, these 6-figure men like ask me like, what is this? Like, what is your thought about this? What's the opinion behind it? How did you do it? And it's like, I guess that's where it comes into me for. It's like, okay, I've been asked by these men that, who normally wouldn't ask, who are masculine men, who are just like,
I have a good friend of mine. He's masculine, and he provides for his family fully. He takes care of his wife and kids. And this is why he told me the best things that he wanted. He was going through some kind of hardship financially, and then when he came to his wife, and he communicated to her, hey, like, honey, I'm going through some financial troubles right now, but I'm going to deal with it. So to let you know, let me do my thing. I'm gonna be silent for a little bit, but I'm just going out there right now trying to fix it. And then the one thing that she said to him that he said that it really impacted him, he just said, baby, I believe in you. I know you can do it. If you need me, I'm here for you.
That's all they need.
That's all it's like.
Need some encouragement.
I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
Mhm.
And you add a home cooked meal. You add, him massaging when he gets home because he's tired. All these things that she did for him, it just gave him the fuel that he needed and the drive to go out there and make it happen. But it wasn't like, hey baby, you need to cry. You want me to talk about your feelings, emotions? How are you feeling right now?
What's
No,
wrong with women crying?
no, I'm talking about him. Man, I'm talking about the men.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the men, right? So she just told him, like, I'm here. I'm gonna support you. I know you're gonna make the right decision. You're the leader. I've trusted you my entire life without children. I know you're gonna make it happen. I'll be here for you when you get home. That's all he needed to hear.
Let me say that's what I bring to the table too. Some good words of
That's what I
encouragement.
That's
some
all he
good
needed to hear.
motivation.
All right.
I'll motivate your ass. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's go. You can do it, baby.
You got
What you
this.
wanna do?
Yeah.
As long as you mess with
Work
that person
hard
that's that heavy.
Yeah.
It's always like that.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
Yeah.
always been around 100.
You gotta find your person though.
But I'm saying if you create that emotional space for him, I'm saying if you create that, you're often gonna attract like feminine guys, crybabies and shit. I'm just
But
saying.
what is wrong with women and men crying? Crying is really a good. Crying
Okay,
is
let me-
really a
Don't
good
get that
thing.
way.
I have a
Yeah.
problem.
But here's the thing.
Like,
Let me-
it's like a catch-22 at that point. Then,
Yeah.
because if you saying like you could cry but you can't cry,
Right.
like which one is it?
Okay,
That's
let
a
me
catch-22, or am I
clarify
wrong?
it. I'm not.
There you go.
So when it comes to like funerals, of course, I don't have a problem
No.
with the crying, all right?
Damn. It's gonna be some detrimental
No, I'm
stuff.
talking
Someone's
about
gonna
I'm
die.
talking about when a man has a problem, he's coming to you to cry about it and looking for you to fix his problem. That's what I'm talking about. So when a man has a problem in his life, he's crying about it and he's coming to you to cry about it and he's looking for you to fix his problem. That's what I'm talking about.
That's your man. Put him down.
Right.
You know,
POP.
so if a guy comes to you and cries to you, hey, please fix my problems, please help me, you're not gonna look at him with a different way because you lose respect for him.
No,
It's-
one,
don't
if
do
it's
it
my man,
Dependent.
no.
It's dependent on how.
Yeah.
Like it's dependent on how long you've known this person, what he's going through,
What's the
and
relationship?
like what the like if I just know you, I met you like 3 weeks ago,
Don't
and you
cry.
over here crying to me like I'm homeless. Like, oh, you just needed a house this whole time. Ain't no way. So it's dependable on my end.
I mean, okay? You made a great point. So what's the difference between a guy crying and a guy being a pussy? What's the difference of being a bitch? Because a lot of women, 'cause look, let's keep it 100 right now.
You don't
A lot of
this.
a lot of women would say they want a man to cry, but if he starts crying, oh, he little pussy, a little bitch.
Yeah.
Like, what's the difference? I want to ask you, what's the difference?
I think I can say the difference. I feel like is like a man overwhelmed and just trying to like cry about, like, and really when we're talking about crying, because like you said, men don't really cry, but just like like crying because they're going through so much, like just the tears are falling, but they don't want to like talk about it.
Right.
It just it's emotions pent up. Like I understand that, but like crying about this happened, like, bruh.
Shut up.
Ass
You
is
better
better.
pull them balls
Gotta get
up
out of
there.
here.
Come on, pull them up. Come on.
Back
We need to solve this. We need to come up with this solution.
Right, I agree
Yeah.
with her.
No,
I
I
have, just like we have some of those days. Sometimes we go to work and we come home and we just cry. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's so fucking frustrating.
Absolutely.
So
So
I can't
I don't,
believe
I,
men don't
I
do that.
don't, if my man coming home and he bawling or something because he didn't have a hard day, come on, baby, let me rub your back. But if he, not right after work,
Thank you.
but I will. But no, but
I know what
it's just like I don't want him like, like,
Don't do
oh my God, that would drive me nuts.
Don't
Like
whine.
I would be like, get your
Yeah.
bitch ass up out of here.
Go
Like
take a
I
shower.
can't-
Your bitch ass up.
Go take a nap.
That's what I'm saying.
Going on here.
You don't want that. You don't want that.
No,
no.
nobody wants that. Not even men. Men don't want women
But-
that's always.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying is, like I said, the difference is for me is men who are very solution oriented, like they're gonna figure shit out and they develop themselves to become those types of men. When they go through problems, their first reaction is not cry about it.
Yeah.
My first reaction is, look, I have a family to take care of. I got bills to pay. Crying right now is not gonna solve my problem.
Exactly.
I gotta figure out what the solution is because I got responsibilities for people I gotta take care of.
And that's what I'm
So even though they might feel some emotions, right? But the reality is, I got a family to feed. I got a wife at home. She is pregnant. There's no time to cry. I got to figure out how to solve my family. So guys with that type of mentality, they still feel the emotions, but they're gonna focus on getting the solution.
Yeah, they always get up and get
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
They
right.
always make it happen.
But the thing is, if you want a guy to cry about his problems, I would say you gotta attract soft, weak ass men.
See, and that's why I think
Thank you,
I think
Will.
that's where you're getting confused about what I mean by emotional safety. It's that it's not like you're gonna come home and cry every single day, but it's like that one day that you need to cry, you can do that in front of me and not feel as
Feel like
if,
less of a man.
yeah, less of a man, like
Yeah,
you're being demasculated in this time that you are feeling this vulnerable. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, no, don't. What makes you a pussy is yes, you coming home every day saying, oh man, you know, it's another thing like this today. Like you're just whining and crying about this, that, and the third. Like life is just so unfair. No, like shut up. Like
Yeah.
grow up and be grown in this world. Like
Yeah.
that's a pussy. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Mhm.
Okay.
But I'm a grown man that can show his emotions and not feel like, you know, he's being judged or
Yeah, yeah.
anything. I'm your girl. Just don't cry.
Mhm.
Don't do it every day.
Yeah.
Don't do it every day.
I love that.
Okay.
Hell. no.
That's definitely a
Yeah.
value that some men, you know, lean on, that they want that support from their woman to make sure that they
especially those men that, you know, had them mamas or them parents that really didn't let them do that. They're like, stop crying, you bitch. You know what I mean?
Right.
Some men don't never had that before.
We said this before in the previous pod with the fellas, but I don't believe in creating an emotional space for men. I think you should create a brave space for him. Just empower him to be that great man.
I
Oh,
love
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
All right. So that when he goes through hardships, to support him. Hey, I'm here for you. Whatever you need from me for you to fix your problems, I got you when you get home. They just need a brave space and encouragement so they can go out there and solve it. But you don't want an emotional space that might make him give up or just, you know what, make him an excuse to come to you looking for his problems.
No, why you crying? I'd be like, you got this, baby. It's
That's what I'm
okay.
saying.
You ain't got to worry about it, baby. Like, you know, rub in the bag.
You don't want to. Because
It's okay.
and the reason why I'm very strong on that, because let's be honest, if you got kids and you're pregnant and you got bills to pay, there's no time for
Yeah,
fucking
don't be
crying.
crying.
No,
Don't-
yeah,
don't-
no
don't
fucking
be
time
fucking
for
crying.
crying.
I'm crying.
We got shit to fucking figure out.
Yeah.
figure it out now.
I'm gonna still get it done. Look,
Yeah.
baby, I need you to
Yeah.
cry for me right now. I'm gonna cry.
While
Tears-
getting it done.
And all on
Yeah.
my face. I don't care.
Yeah.
The
All
bills
right.
still got to be paid.
Period.
Alright.
That's
Get
me.
it.
Yeah.
That was me. Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you got bills to pay, like, why are you crying right now? We got bills to pay.
Right.
All right.
If you want to cry,
But-
cry in the car.
All right. But you said you give me an emotional space.
Because you're gonna
A
because
brave
at the end,
space.
a brave space. Let me
Brave space.
let me re-say
Brave
it again.
space.
Okay, I given my man a nice, good, brave space for that
I'm just
one
saying.
day.
Just give him a sandwich, give him some sex, and be good to go.
There
I'm
you
telling
go.
you.
Oh my
Good to
God.
go.
Will.
Be good to go. He'd be powered up and ready to go out there and conquer
Don't
the
forget
world.
the Doritos with the sandwich.
And make a little
Yes.
cookie for him, okay?
Yes, grill it up too. Add a little toast.
All right. I have one more video we're gonna react to because I know the time's coming. All right, so I'm gonna play this video. But shout out to the ladies right now, real quick. Man, we having a great discussion. Thank you so much, ladies. All right, appreciate. I see Shaquille O'Meal on the live chat. Thank you so much. Kaliko Ali official. Never seen you here before.
Oh, that's my brother.
Oh, shout out to you.
Brother.
All right, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. And let me see if all right. Oh, I gotta drop some super chats real quick. Phil Jr. on the live chat said, thank you so much for the super chat. This is why a lot of us are going overseas. All right.
Fine, wow.
Get you a young
Wow.
boy.
Oh, yeah, wait.
Oh, yeah. I'm just playing.
No, you're not. Stop capping. You ain't capping. You ain't capping.
In
Like what you
Thailand.
like,
Stand on,
yo,
stand on,
you
stand on
like
it.
it? I'm gonna stand on it. You
Stand
like
on
what you like.
All right. My lady is 4'11". I am 5'5". In wheelchair, she don't care about height. Fine, virtuous woman. I am God-fearing, which demands respect without words. All right.
All
fair
right.
enough.
Amen
All
to
right.
that.
All right. Thank you so much.
I'm happy for
Nice.
you.
All right. Shout out to you. Men don't cry to deal with stress. Research. Yeah, that's true.
Will was right. Will was right. Straight up.
Like I mentioned, we just want to solve it. That's our therapy. Our therapy is I want to fix this. All right. So it's a little bit different. But thank you so much. You guys have been watching the entire stream. Definitely let me know what you guys think about it. But let me go back to the next video we're gonna respond to, and then I know we're gonna wrap up the pod. All right. Oh no, it's not this one. Let me just download it real quick. Give me 1 second. All right. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. There we go.
Women love
We're
average.
on the show, and the girl in the red was talking about how she was willing to have a mid-tier man, and everything that was running through my mind was because I could go in your inbox right now, and there's 50 guys that have decent jobs, that are decent looking, a decent height, decent life, and she is passing them up. And until a man like the men that we're talking about being come into a room and grab her life by the she is not going to get married. That man that is weak could never understand a woman wanting to be submissive in that way because he has never felt it.
All right, thank you so much.
I mean,
No, so there was a small clip from a long-term podcast, but what they're saying is we're talking about America because we're all here in America. But when it comes to modern dating, a lot of women are saying we don't want the average mid-tier guy. Like we don't want the 5-foot guy, the guy making working 9 to 5. There was a video that went viral I saw online. There's a girl that she said, I don't date 9 to 5s. That's not worth my time. I want an entrepreneur.
Seen that one.
But right,
I've been married too
Right.
long because I'm not understanding.
Wait,
What?
she doesn't want to date a 9 to 5 guy. She wants to date a guy that's an entrepreneur, hustler, multimillionaire, a business owner.
But what was her reason in it?
Because she said the 9 to 5 guys are average. They're making their average guys making average
They got
money.
benefits.
That's
Average.
That's
Whoever
wonderful.
said that.
You can leave. You can leave somebody who has a secured 9 to 5, right? Brett could have like a tech job for you to date somebody who is an entrepreneur and he don't even got it in him.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might.
All I'm saying is there's more guys working 9 to 5, but just because a guy's working 9 to 5 doesn't necessarily mean he's not making a lot of money. There's guys out there working 9 to 5, but they're earning a good salary.
Yeah,
But also-
I don't understand the word an average man. Like, what the fuck is an average man?
I know. I don't know what.
So
Like,
the average-
it's just
so-
dependable on who you are.
So the average guy right now is making about $50,000 a year.
That's
It's like 5'8", 5'8", 5'7". That's the average
homicide.
guy right now, right?
Double homicide.
That's like
Double
boosting
homicide.
men to bullshit. Like, you can't say that.
And also when it comes to health wise, I think the average guy, tends to lean towards the obese side. Most guys are not healthy. Most guys are not in shape. So that's the average guy. But a lot of women are saying he has to be this physically in shape. He has to make a certain amount of income. I don't want average. I want the top tier guy. And that's why that video was saying is, number one, you're average already as a woman, but then you want a guy that's top tier. Just date within your lane. Date what you can attract.
Right.
All right.
It's ruining the world in relationships. That's why it's so. Oh, never mind. That I don't want to go
After this
too
Diddy
left,
stuff,
too
I'm pretty
right.
sure they ain't gonna want
But-
no more 6-figure men.
Uh, a lot of like they said, somebody wants to date a scammer. You have to be very aware of what an entrepreneur is
Yeah.
and if it's legit or not. Is this a legit
got a
business or is it
LLC?
not?
Yeah.
And then average men are really winning as far as like morals and values and going to work and working hard every day. I've seen more relationships and more marriages last with
9 to
average
5.
relationships. Yeah, I mean like average people in them just living their lives in their own bubbles, and probably 80% of them aren't even on social media. Like it's such a false lifestyle
It's a
that they
false
see on
image,
social
Yeah.
media. So double thumbs up for the average people.
All right.
It's a lot more real down here.
That's what I'm saying. A good blue collar. I never hurt nobody.
A good
Blue
good
collar
blue
makes
collar,
sense.
hard working.
Oh yeah, they hard working. Yeah, but they hard working. That's the number one thing.
Like I said, it's social media hyping everything up.
Absolutely.
90% of the women that talking about they Instagram models are hoes anyway. They selling it to these niggas.
Or doing it for free.
She said doing it for
the free is crazy. I'm doing it for the
And they got all these little
baby.
young kids
Yeah,
Doing it for a video,
They got these young kids talking about my pussy hole pink, booty hole brown. Like who?
My booty pink, my booty hole brown.
Woman,
Big sexy.
what man wants a woman?
Sexy.
Don't get me wrong. I love sexy red, but I'm just saying, like,
That's not a good example.
The images
it's a
and stuff
catchy
that's
song.
out is tainting the kids, the younger ones, and they're
Yeah,
coming up
Absolutely.
and they're thinking that it's okay to wear
Sex is okay.
Daisy Dukes that look like G-strings.
They use well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Crazy.
It's that mamas for me that just put them in the crop tops and the short shorts like baby.
You know, it's
That's
just
like at
society
5, 6.
telling you what
that's
you
weird as
want.
hell.
That's what it is. It's society telling you what you want, and
Yeah.
it's up to you to believe it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to add on?
I mean, like I said, I'm a 9 to 5 or so, and I know average is always winning, regardless. Like I said, they got the benefits. I mean, they got morals, they got respect.
Yeah.
You know, because I feel like people that have money, they ain't got respect for people. Like
they have
they don't
zero
care.
respect.
Yeah.
They think their money, like with the Diddy situation, they
Mhm.
think their
The more
money
money
can
you
buy
have,
them anything
their
and make
money is
them
the
treat
word,
you any
yeah.
type of way. And it's like
Mhm.
more money, more problems. And the
Mhm.
bigger the asshole, I'm telling you
Mhm.
Bring
now.
on the-
So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'll take my blue collar.
Bring on the
Yeah.
problems. Woo.
Yeah, right.
Blue
I mean-
collar, middle class, wherever you want. to
I'll
call
take
it.
my
Put it
garbage man, the janitor.
in.
Come on, baby. Let me wash your back.
Right.
Let's talk
You want
about
to take
your
a shower?
day.
You trying to take a shower? Oh.
Did you hear about that new 2-ply they got at Costco?
Are we gonna talk about Costco?
No, I like average conversation.
Girl, I love my dates going to Costco. Quit playing with me.
Yes, go samples.
Mhm.
Baby, I got your fish.
Yeah.
Let me cook it in with Gabe.
All right. So now thank you so much for sharing that, ladies. My piece to that, when I hear women talk about men saying, I don't want an average man, I don't want a mid-tier man, for me, I find it kind of offensive and disrespectful because these are the types of men that maintain society. These are the guys that building your buildings. These are the guys that's fixing your plumbing. These are the guys that fixing the power lines. These are the guys working, firemen, police officers, sacrificing their lives to give you guys a very convenient society. So for me, it's very disrespectful and offensive when I hear a lot of women. I don't want to date these guys, but these are the type of guys that's giving you to society and the convenience that you live in modern society. These are guys doing the dirty work, so that way your hands can be clean.
Like their comment says, honestly, dating a blue collar man will save you thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
It will.
$5,000 in the long run. That's true. I
Yeah.
have not gone to get. I have not paid for an oil change since I started dating.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
These are
I
guys
don't-
changing oil,
They'll
right?
save
Like
you
oil
money and
change,
therapy
like,
too.
Things around the house, like he's installing a AC, like he does. Like I don't have to pay for any of that. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
Exactly.
I mean, they're the ones like building all the infrastructure of society, maintaining it, do all the dirty jobs.
Mhm.
You know, like the things like a lot of women don't understand. When you flush that toilet, there's a man out there working the plumbing system and working the sewage to make sure that your shit
goes down.
goes down.
Task
Yeah.
rabbit.
I don't want no man with no clean hands. You know, he gotta have clean hands, but I need some rough
You need
hands.
some calluses.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
want a man
something with
that's
some grip.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? When he smack my ass, I want to hit it.
Hey, you need some Kava real quick?
Yo. Heavy on a grip.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, I don't want no man with no soft ass hands. You know, nigga, you got bitch hands.
You know what I told my daughter? Like she was like, "Mom, look at that man. He's all dirty. I can't believe he's coming in the store." I was like, "Girl, that's a hard working man.
That's a good man.
Man with some dirty
100
clothes and
grand.
dirty boots. That means that he works hard for his money, for
For his
his
family.
family.
Yes, sir.
And that's a hard working man." I said, he just got off work and he's going in the grocery store buying groceries. He's gonna go home and eat and feed his family or have somebody there to cook for him. I said, we don't talk about people and how they dress and how they look because you don't know what they do. I said, but that's a hard working man right there, honey. Okay. You see work boots, hard working.
I know a guy right now that he has his own construction company, but he says he's gone on dates and he's approached a lot of women because he wears the construction clothes. A lot of women don't give him the time of day, but they don't know like he owns a business.
I was about to say, but
That-
why wouldn't you? Like construction make really good money, so why wouldn't
Yeah.
you?
'Cause they
fuck with them?
Workers
Stupid.
are not. Yeah.
Because in their mind, that's
Like,
that's
look, if I would
average.
have seen that, I'd be like, oh, I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
you make good money.
Somebody who works in
No,
a
because
trade,
like I said,
who works in a
Instagram
union.
takes over
Yeah.
everything. You know,
Yeah.
everybody wants to be a rapper.
We're not dating men in Jordans. We're dating men in red wing
Exactly.
boots. Okay, when you got them $200 to $300 boots on.
Mm-hmm.
What's that other
Not
brand
when
that
yelling
they
at you
wear?
and touching their foot.
Yellow.
That's I think
Tim's.
Cartwright.
Carhartt.
Yeah, you got them overalls on now.
And it's not just the outfit; it's like you actually working in this. Like,
Yeah.
please.
I ain't even-
Let me come home. Let you come home. I'll take the sweat off you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how can you? I hate when women be like, "Oh, I know he don't have no money." Man, I want the dirtiest one. Not like that, but like,
Yeah, right.
give me the dirtiest one because I'm sure they got the business and they
The
work harder
dirtiest
than the
one's
workers.
always the cleanest ones.
I tell you, I will wash your back, baby.
Oh,
Oh, God.
Right.
Dinner
about a
is
hairy
ready.
bag?
Candles are
I can't
lit.
hear.
what about a hurry back?
Relax.
A hurry
A
back.
hairy back. I hate hairy backs and hairy
I
butts,
can't.
but we won't have to get into that. It's not,
Okay.
it's not a standard or a preference, you know.
It
It's
is what
life.
it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, for all the women out there who don't want to date those guys, I think I can understand why, because we get caught up in social media, and I think a lot of women get their advice from dating when it comes to social media. But yeah, those men, the 9 to 5 blue collar men working those dirty jobs, they're the ones that's doing all these things, so that way you can make your life a lot better for a lot of women. I think that's also our responsibility. We want to, as men, we want to give you a good life, a good quality life. So that's why a lot of guys who literally kill themselves or sacrifice themselves to work long hours and shifts and in those days of heat and summer, because they just want to take care of their family. And I think it's an honorable thing, but I think the social media has convinced a lot of girls just because he works those 95, 30 jobs. Oh, I don't want that no more. But they're the same women that, they can't find, attract a hardworking, good man. These guys are hardworking.
I always say you're gonna take some dating advice from social media. You better make sure whoever's in there got a little salt and pepper up in there somewhere, or like if it's a woman, just make sure she married, because that's the only way you're gonna get some valuable information.
Social media will tell you how to love somebody, and you'll listen to it,
and you don't even know how to love yourself though.
Yeah. Okay.
But I did want to say to the 9-to-5ers, y'all winning. Just keep doing what y'all doing, because the scammers, the drug dealers, in 20 years, them niggas gonna be homeless, because the 9-to-5 got a pension plan, a 401k. He can retire.
Exactly.
501c.
He don't know. He don't need no Social Security.
So the scammer is most likely gonna be in jail or homeless, tweaked out somewhere. And
there was a viral video that went online. I don't know if you guys saw it, but they asked the women, would you rather date a 9-to-5 or a drug dealer? And majority of the women said,
take me a 9-to-5.
They said drug dealer.
Oh, I'll take a 9-to-5.
I'm not dating no drug dealer.
Yeah, I can't be in the trap.
I like long term
drug dealers. I don't want to go to a funeral.
Everybody's so short term.
Yeah.
Like I like long term.
If I'm going to a funeral, I want to be natural causes.
If you want,
what I'm
to go
saying?
on a date, you want to be on a date.
And get shot up.
Nah, I grew up in the hood too long. I don't need
I
that.
ain't got time for it.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't need it. I seen it. I seen enough gunfire and everything. I'm cool. We straight.
I'll take a 9-to-5, work boots, trade, like
Don't get me
somebody
wrong,
hard
I'm
working
still a little
and down
ratchet.
there.
I like my thugs. I'm a little ratchet.
I'm a
little smashed.
Here's the thing. You want a thug that's hardworking.
Right.
Right. That's the thing. Like I understand the thug part, but
that's not a standard. That's just a
preference.
I want a nerd that's like really smart, like engineering or computers, but they grew up in the hood, so like they know that side, but that's not how their brain functions. That's not where they're at in life now. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
we could relate on something. I didn't grow up in the hood. I just wanted to be with the thugs.
That made me say, wait for that.
I wanted to embrace all cultures. Okay.
We gotta address. We have to address this real quick. Why are we so caught up with the hood thing? Like, why are we so caught?
I think it's like the fun.
It's the thrill.
It's a culture. I feel like, and I do. I feel like you want to see something that you've never seen before. You want to experience something you never experienced.
A better way to have this conversation. Can you define what hood means? What does that mean? Because based on what I see online, the understanding what hood means, a guy that's a thug, living that fast life, dealing.
Right.
That's not good for a long-term committed relationship. Right. So if you're just talking about hood, I want to grow up with somebody that grew up in the same environment as me, the same culture. We understand the same things. That I can understand. But oftentimes when women use the word hood, it's often these types of dangerous criminal type men that they want to date who has felonies. But also at the same time, you want that to be your father of your child. And
so hood is just short for neighborhood. It's just somewhere that they grew up. Big neighborhood. So they could have grew up in a neighborhood where it's like lower income, and you know what I mean. Like they had to grow with single mothers that they survived. She had to make different types of food. She had to work with what she got to get them where they need. They didn't have like fresh food. Like it's a neighborhood. It's condensed because you didn't know that. I didn't know that. Neighborhood, short for neighborhood. Yeah, you guys, I'm so sorry. Let me introduce you. So, like when you say thugs, that's the type of person characteristic versus a hood is like just how you where you grew up, your neighborhood that you grew up.
Okay, okay.
I
So
get
like
what you're
lower
saying
income,
now. I
or,
get
you
what
know what I
you're
mean?
saying now.
Hard working, blue collar, middle class, lower class, you know.
No, because there are women out there online that are saying I want a hood type guy, a Doug, right? But then these are the guys that are living that fast life, and then they overlook all the good guys, just working a
Right.
9 to 5, going to work. They're not involved in gangs. They're not involving in criminal activities. They're living a very straight path and narrow life. But I think because they see that and that's their normal in that environment, yeah, they think that that's what a man should do. But I think that's what a lot of guys are saying is,
It's the
Someone said
rappers.
you'll be a baby mama quick.
yeah,
Yeah, but you know, like the
Because
hood
we're
thing,
talking about long term.
I feel
it's
like
only
them
50% of women that just be like, oh, I need that hood. But the other 50% that grew up in the hood,
No,
get
don't
the
you
fuck
know
up out of there.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
go
what I'm
back.
saying. Like,
You know what it
a
is,
man
yeah.
that grew up
Give me the
there, but they know
square.
what they want in life,
Yeah.
and they use their brain to not do criminal activities, but to be a good law-abiding citizen to provide for their family and stuff. Like, okay, yeah, I like that. Like, okay, we can relate
Yeah.
on a different
Yeah.
level, you
But
know.
even if you are on the block selling or doing whatever you're doing, I do got a plan to get out the hood.
That's what I'm
Like, are
saying.
you planning on, or is the how you're making your money the way that
Do you
you're
have a
getting out the hood?
business plan
Yeah,
on
is there
how
a
to get up out of
business
here?
plan?
And 9
Yeah.
times out of 10, it's not a business plan because they grew up without education.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, especially if they're in their 30s and 40s and they're still doing it, this is the only means of
That's all they know.
income, and that's all they know. They don't know anything else but that. And some people were raised to only know that.
yeah.
But isn't that like survival then?
Yeah,
survival
it's
mode,
basically
yeah.
survival.
Yeah.
You know, and
That's
that's
crazy.
all they know. They've never been taught anything else.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have the mentors that a lot of us didn't had, or the good teachers that'll sit and come by your house and feed you. You know, we don't
Yeah.
have that no more.
Yeah.
I think hood is not the best word to use. I
No,
think
it's not.
if you just want somebody that understands your culture, just say, you know what, I want somebody that understands where I came from, my culture. But I think when you say the word hood, based on what I see online, is for most men, you know, especially like the way they interpret it is, oh, you want a guy that's like a bad boy.
Yeah.
And the thing
I
is,
don't
a
want
bad
a
boy
bad
is not
boy.
necessarily the type
Yeah.
of guy that's going to be good for long-term committed relationships.
Yeah, I don't
You're
want
right.
a bad.
You want a good man, not a bad boy.
Yeah.
So when I hear women say, I want a hood, I was like, oh,
So
okay.
like,
That's
Those
they
are women
have
that
men.
didn't grow up in the hood.
They have
think
men
that's
that
fun.
live in
Yeah.
Oakland, you know, that were raised in Oakland, but like they got 4.0 GPAs. They go to college, they have
Yes, we talking
scholarships,
about
like, and then they come back.
masters.
So it's like when I say I want somebody from the hood, they could have just been born and raised in Oakland, but
Yeah.
they're not.
They
a
got the hood
like, you know, they're not a
mentality.
thug.
You know,
That's
they
just
not
where they grew
stupid.
up.
They're not
Yeah, they're intelligent.
square.
And they learn from their environment and they're moving on in life. You know, like everybody's different. It's just that's where your parents put you. That's where you were born. That's where,
Yep.
you know what I mean? So you guys
Yeah.
say hood as in bad boy, but me growing up, I was always middle class. But like
Just
I don't
What-
feel like I don't feel like
You out there in that category.
I just feel like it's where they grew up. It could be down the street
Because-
from
Yeah.
middle class, you
Yeah.
know, but
Yeah.
it's in a good neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
It's just their lower
Because-
class and you know.
because I think hood has a
it
negative.
doesn't mean
I think hood has a negative connotation to it. When
Yeah,
people say
it
hood,
does.
the first thing we think about is like crime, drugs, right? So just say, I want a good man from my neighborhood.
Yeah.
From my
I want a good black man from my neighborhood.
From my neighborhood. But don't say hood because I think there's a very bad interpretation and with the way people perceive
yeah,
it.
because other
perceive
people
it.
are perceiving hood as something bad. And it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Nah, it's not.
I guess really it is know how to code switch. Like, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah.
Know how to code switch good.
I think that's
We're
why
good.
it's important to be able to adapt
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
in any room you're in. You gotta be
And
able to adapt.
that's the only reason why I hate that I didn't raise my kids where I grew up, because my kids are green. Like,
Yeah, I know a little bit.
I mean, my
about
son
that.
is cool, but my daughter is like green, like baby, like,
Some I need a little something.
you know. And then she think the hood stuff is fun, and I'm like, you know, if
Oh,
you don't really want to,
You don't know yet.
Yeah.
You don't know yet.
you know. So once she started participating and getting into all these fights, now she knows. I say that all comes with the territory.
Mhm.
It all comes with the territory. So if
Yeah.
you want to be all in that mix, it's fun watching other people fight.
Right.
But eventually, baby, you're
From the
gonna have to
distance.
get in that
Yeah,
arena.
you're gonna get in there.
You're gonna have to get in that
Yeah.
arena eventually.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. I mean, I think for me is depending on where you grew up in, but because if we're talking about long-term committed married relationships, right? If you never saw that as a good example of where you grew up, then I think you should go look outside of it. I
Yeah.
think sometimes we get caught up, like if we want, like I've heard that from women and men. Like I only want a person that grew up in my hood. But the thing is, if you look at your hood, most people don't have stable, long-term committed relationships.
Mhm.
So why would you want somebody that grew up in a place where you never saw that? Why don't you go find somebody that had a great example or they're raised that way to be a good partner, to be loyal, to be committed? So I think we get caught up with the hood thing, but I think like if you can find somebody that they grew up together in the same place, but you guys are committed to each other, you guys are raised a good family. But it just doesn't make sense to me as, oh, I grew up from this place and I only want somebody from this place. But then you look at the statistics, like everybody's divorced, everybody's cheating, everybody's breaking up the family. It's like there's not very good examples of where you grew up. Like, why would you want that same outcome? Go find something better. And maybe if you have to go outside of it, then go outside of it. So it just doesn't make sense. You grew up in a place where there's just not a lot of great examples of healthy families. And that's where you want to find that one person you want to date and have kids with them. That one place where it's a lot of broken families. You want to take your chances of that place.
So where do we get? We want somebody from the hood, or like I said, somebody who grew up in the hood, but they're like electricians, they're like engineers. Somebody who like grew up somewhere and
I think I think it's dependable
great
though.
careers.
Like,
and
there's a lot of people who you grew up with who have really good jobs, and there's a lot of people who are just bums.
Crackheads.
Yeah.
Well,
So
but the good guys you're talking about, that's like a small. Most people that I'm saying,
it's like very limited. It's like 1 to 10
yeah,
women.
my
Yeah.
friends
If you
think
were
I'm
to
an anomaly. But I'm like, I'm not an anomaly.
No,
like a lot of
no.
people grow up and they do great things. Like,
Exactly.
That's nothing new. Like you are able to build your own life as you get to be.
there was an article I read online. He said the number one predictor of success is where you grew up in. So
Boy, be quiet.
So the thing is, for me, is like I mentioned before, if you want a healthy, long-term, stable, committed family, but where you grew up, that wasn't the norm. Everywhere you saw was broken families, fighting, infidelity, lack of financial stability. People were just barely surviving. So the thing is, you don't want to go find your ideal man in that place. Go find your man in a place where there's a lot of stability. So the thing is, if you get caught, I only want to find that person where I grew up in. When you didn't see none of that, I think that's the probability of finding that one good man out of that whole area is very limited.
Yeah.
But like I said,
Limiting
but if you look at the survey and the stats, is most of the people who come from stable relationships and stable financial families, it's depending on where they grew up in. So if there's a guy that's outside their hood, he lives in a better, nicer neighborhood, but he's giving you that relationship you want, go with that guy.
I would.
Right? Yeah, go with that guy. But I'm saying there's a lot of girls like, nah, he's not hood for me.
But he's talking about women, y'all.
Yeah.
Women, not y'all with the dirty feet.
John with the dirty feet.
Yeah. And then Phil Jr. dropped the super chat, said, for real, that's why men are going overseas, because those women appreciate average working men of integrity and they're raised to be wives. That's the difference.
They want
want
the
the submissive.
green card.
Yeah.
They want slaves. That's what they want.
They got. Oh, wait,
It's a difference between being submissive and a damn slave. They want a slave.
Or multiple wives.
That too.
Or they out there trying to be in that
little
poly.
boys.
Well, hell,
Yeah.
it's the way the shit going now. Shit, you can have multiple wives now.
Hell no, not in this neighborhood.
Poly is a real thing.
It is.
Yeah,
It really is. I've met a lot of people that are.
Yeah, they're
it's
really doing this right now.
You would be like, "Yo, is this for real?"
Like, no,
I'm not
literally,
sharing.
You would
Yeah,
think
I'm not
like,
sharing.
No, yeah.
I'm not sharing.
Crazy.
It's and it's
That's
legit.
That's psychotic. That's psychotic.
I wish a nigga would.
I wish I could have that mentality, but nah.
I just want to, for the last part of the pod, thank you so much, everybody watching so far. Just to go back to do men and women know the difference between standards and preferences? I just want to bring up 2 points. I would love to hear your feedback on it. Like I mentioned before, the difference between a standard and a preference is a standard is a non-negotiable, and then a preference is something that you can compromise on so you can get the outcome we want, which is long-term committed relationship. Another thing to separate the standard and the preference for me, I want to hear what you guys think about it. For me, a standard is something that benefits the relationship. A preference is something that only benefits me.
Mhm.
Right. So for me, an example would be of course, most guys would love a very hot woman, big booty, big breast, right? So the thing is, from my perspective, that only benefits me because that's something I want as a man. But that doesn't benefit the relationship. Just because a girl is hot doesn't mean the relationship is going to be good for the relationship, right? So for me is I don't care how attractive she is, but if she doesn't have those things that we're looking for, especially you guys mentioned before, what a woman brings to our life, she can make the house a home. You should be submissive. It supports me, encourages me, respects me. Those are the things I'm looking for, and I don't care how hot the woman is. If she doesn't that bring to the table, that's the difference. Because I know as a man, if you bring that to the relationship, I know our relationship's gonna work. So being respectful only benefits you, benefits me, but it benefits the relationship. So a lot of the things I see online, what men and women are asking, I always ask them, I know that's what you want, but does that benefit the relationship? Or does a guy need to be 6 foot? Does that benefit you or benefit the relationship? Do you guys want them 100K? Does it benefit you or you benefit the relationship? And oftentimes the things that benefits, that's a great foundation for relationship is the moral character, the qualities, the values, the belief system, right? The strong habits, the things that you can see in a man. So that's the difference between a standard and a preference. A preference would be something that benefits me because I want that in a person. But what's more important for me is what benefits the relationship. What do you guys think about that? Agree, disagree?
I agree.
Yeah.
I definitely
that's
agree.
that's the most simplest way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Appreciate you guys. They're going to be hilarious.
Get a
on the
poor
laptop.
outcome.
Yeah. All right. Like I said, I don't have a problem with the things that you guys want. As far as physical attraction, I agree. We need that. But I'm saying is as long as most of the things that you look for, you should always look for things like the qualities that's going to benefit the relationship long term.
Yeah.
All right. So you know for a fact that these are the things that I know that's always going to make me attracted to you. And I know it's going to build a relationship. And then the last thing I just want to add on real quick, I want to hear your thoughts. The difference between a standard and a preference, I want to hear you guys what you guys think about that. For me, the difference between a standard and a preference, a standard would be something that I would want my partner to be an example for my children, and also that standard will also be something that I would want my daughter and my son to date if they were to go into date.
Mhm.
So for me is if a standard would be a man that loves and respects, and a man that's faithful to his woman, right? Being faithful, being loyal. That's a standard for me. So I know for a fact that because I see a lot of guys were saying, men should sleep around. I see a lot of content out there. Men say, it's okay for men to step out in relationships. I disagree with that because you wouldn't want your daughter to date that same type of man.
Right.
Not
Yeah,
at
they're
all.
trying to normalize.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, no, don't normalize cheating.
No,
because
normalize it.
The man, I don't understand that because you say, okay, it's okay for men to step out, but as soon as the woman step out, because
It's a
you done
problem.
stepped out about 4-5 times,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
finna have a heart attack. He finna kill the person you're talking to and beat the shit out of you.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You know?
Wait a minute.
Oh, my chest.
I think for me, I would have to say a standard is honesty. And something that I would expect myself would be
Yeah, those are the things that if you had kids, you would want your kids to date that person has.
yeah,
those qualities.
exactly. Like
Yeah,
someone
exactly.
who's honest. Like
Right. Yeah. So for me, that's why the height doesn't mean anything for me because if my daughter dates a guy that's 6 foot, but if he treats her like trash, I'm gonna have a problem.
Right.
right,
Right.
absolutely.
So it doesn't matter to me.
Got fight.
So
But
for
you
me,
can't be a hypocrite about it. So like you got to be like, oh, that's what I offered. too.
Right.
exactly.
So, like,
Right.
So when it comes to a standard for me is the qualities that you would want, that would be a great example as a mother, as a father. These are the things that you want your daughter and son to emulate. And also these are the type of people, the qualities that you want your daughter and son to date. So that's for me, that's a standard and a preference. So if you ask yourself, what is your standard? And they say, that's not the quality I would want my daughter and son to date. That's not the quality that I would want to be the example for my son and my daughter. Then that's something you can switch as a preference. Right, but that's not a standard. So yeah, but any response to that? Any questions for that?
I think that's great. What
No,
would you want the standards to
No,
be for your
because
children?
with the
That's how I
infidelity
feel,
part,
too.
because we know a lot of girls out there that wants a guy that makes 6 figures. There's a lot of content online of guys like, I make 6 figures because I'm a high value man. I should have options because I have a lot of money.
No.
But the thing is, for me, that's hypocritical because if you ask those same guys, okay, if your daughter was dating a guy who was sleeping around like you, would you be okay with that? And you're like, no, you wouldn't want them to date you, but you're okay doing that.
Right.
for your partner. So that for me, it's inconsistent. It's hypocritical.
Yeah, no, yeah, not like that. I don't judge women like that, but it's just like that's real life. That's really settling. That's if for money, and it's like out of all things, that's what you're gonna settle for. A man that can't respect you or value just having you. Why is that not enough? And then that's always my question. Why is it not enough? What they do to you? Who hurt you?
Okay. And then Phil dropped a super chat, said, Will, please explain my last super chat. Now that you have to agree, but understand that the mindset is why, because that response was wild.
Which response?
The one where they said that because we said that the reason why men are going overseas is like either the multiple wives or the
Yeah.
slave.
Okay.
I mean,
So I understand because I don't. Have you guys heard of Passport Bros?
yeah.
You guys heard of that?
That's what it is. Columbia VR.
So this is whole.
90-day fiancé shit? Like,
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's what it feels like. This is like
This
red
is-
light
yeah.
district.
So there's this whole
Passport
trend.
book.
So this whole trend online. Because look, at the end of the day, we do. Can we all agree on this panel that in America, there's a breakdown of family, and a lot of the ideology, a lot of the content, a lot of the things we see politically is pushing for families to be apart. It's not encouraging people to start families, right? So a lot of the things that's normalized today is not something that aligns with family, right? So what Phil is saying is a lot of men are realizing that a lot of women are not centered on building a family because a lot of the behaviors, the things they do, is not centered on family. So one of the biggest examples out there for a lot of guys is women posting their body half naked pictures online. So for a lot of guys, they don't like that. They want to find a woman that respects him and don't want to post her body out there for all men to see, for the world to see. But a lot of women, that's normal today. So if a guy came up to a girl that's posting her body online or ask her, hey, can you stop doing that? A lot of girls will be like, oh, no, I'm not doing that because you're trying to, you're
Change
insecure.
me.
They'll shame them, they'll blame them. So what a lot of guys are saying is that's why they're going overseas, because countries overseas still respect the family and still respect the standards
Modesty.
of what creates a
But
big family.
who's to say that they aren't liking these half naked women?
Right. That too.
But here's the thing.
But they don't want
You
someone
like
who's
it?
half
They like
naked.
it.
Like,
But
that's
hey,
a-
a great point.
We're
and that's why I have to
making
push
that
back.
sense.
That's why I have to push back for a lot of for Phil, because I agree. There's a lot of guys out there that say I want a good woman, but they're not a good man themselves.
They're gonna be like, I want a nun, but follow.
You know, I don't want you to post.
Make it make sense.
Yeah. I don't want my woman to post her
Hypocrisy.
pictures, her body online, but they're the same ones liking their pictures, subscribing to their OnlyFans.
Right.
All right.
The
So,
whole F.
so I think there's a lot of accountability for both sides. I think you have to be consistent. So, yeah, that's why Phil was saying there's a lot of guys. That's why they're going overseas.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look at your passport, girl.
It's called a passport, bro.
Get them
I'm not the
Get the city girls up.
Yeah. Like I said, all I'm saying for the guys out there, if you want the traditional wife, then you have to be a traditional man.
Right.
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oftentimes I see a lot of guys that are saying, I want my woman to be a traditional wife, but then you can't pay the bills, or
Right.
you don't have a job, or all these things, so
Yeah.
so you got to be whatever you want, you got to match it. So
Yeah, that's that energy, boo.
all right, thank you so much, Phil. Ladies, any response to that super chat, what Phil said?
Nah, I mean I get it. Do your thing, chicken wing, but I don't know.
Woman are dead points.
Okay, all right, but
There you go, fixed it.
all right, is there anything you guys want to bring up before we conclude that's related to the topic? You want to just bring it up real quick? This is the time.
I think
No, I
so.
think we're all good.
Okay,
No.
all right.
Keep your standards high and dibble and dabble
Your
with
money
those
higher.
preferences,
And
okay?
your legs
They don't
closed.
No, I'm kidding.
Keep your legs
Hey,
closed.
sorry, bro.
Keep
Is it-
your legs closed.
That's doing the opposite of what I'm saying.
My bad. I'll take it back.
Okay. Is anybody? I mean, based on this conversation, if we're gonna keep it 100, is anybody here is gonna have a real, discussion with themselves? I gotta be more realistic of what I can get, or you guys can still stick to whatever standard that you guys had before you came to the pod?
All right, still all right for real though. I don't settle for 5'5", so it's 5'9" for real.
I won't settle.
Sit on big business.
I think I'm definitely going to reevaluate my standards and my preferences and really be very intentional about it for sure. I love the different perspectives and the different views. And now it's definitely going to be something written down in my journal tonight. Like, let's talk about it. Let's think about it. Let's really dive deep and really get an understanding of my standards and preferences.
Self-awareness up by 100.
100.
I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I forgot to add. This is something that I heard on the previous podcast. But said a good indicator to know the type of people that you have a chance with, if who are the type of people that's giving you the relationship that you're looking for. All right, so if all the guys that's willing to give you the good relationship, the healthy relationship that you want, and most of the guys are in the 5 foot range, then the reality is that's your lane.
What? Say it again.
That's crazy.
What portion says?
I'm saying a good indicator of what you can get that's realistic is the types of qualities or type of people that are giving you the committed long-term healthy relationship. That's how you know that's your lane. That's your lane where you should be dating.
Okay.
So a perfect example to give it more simple. So if you're a 5, right, and all the guys that want to give you a committed relationship are 5s, but you only want to date 9s, but none of the 9s are giving you the committed relationship. So your lane is a 5. It's not the 9.
Reach for the stars, sis. You can get you a 9.
What
You can go from a 5 to a 9.
It's a 1 in 10, but
Now, like I said,
it can happen.
if the 9s are giving you committed relationship and they want to be with you, then great, go with it.
Right.
What I'm saying is, if none of the 9s are giving you that, but the only guys that are giving you that is 5s, your realistic lane and dating pool is a 5.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I get that.
Does that make sense?
Okay, that makes
Okay.
sense.
I feel like people don't understand that though. They're just like, well, no, like I do deserve that 9, or I do want that 9. But it's like,
But that's my question to them. Are those 9s giving you the committed
right,
long-term
but that's
relationship?
the part that they're having an issue.
Yeah, that's the
with, you
delusion
know?
right there.
They don't exactly. They don't
That's
understand. The dots are just not connecting.
That's why they feel lonely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
They try to believe. I think so hard.
No, then also there's a lot of data out there that shows that most people date people within their range, within their dating pool. Like it's really rare to see somebody there's a discrepancy between like how attractive they are. It's rare to see a girl that's 5 or vice versa, a guy that's 5 and he's dating a 9. It's a very exception, but most people, in average, if you go walk outside, they date within their same pool, their dating lane.
There's a study that you actually go for people that look somewhat similar to you.
Yeah. Like,
I got a twin. I'll just call.
You
her.
have a twin?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like identical?
Where have you been?
Me and mine
For
been
real.
together so long, people think we brother and sister.
Not the brother and sister.
Mhm.
And that's when they say you really love each other.
Hey,
Y'all start looking alike.
We
start
a few
looking
times in
like-
the grocery store together, and they be like,
That's your brother.
"Is that your?" You know, they be confused, and they be like, "Y'all look alike. Y'all look like brother and sister." Please don't say that.
Ew.
Yeah.
Go get DNA real quick.
yeah. I'm just saying, if, and also the time, like, if 2 years go by, 5 years go by, 10 years go by, 15 years go by, and that 9 still haven't given you that relationship, it's time to be.
Reconsider.
Let it go.
Why is it 15?
I'm not waiting no
Hey,
15 years.
A lot of women are.
There's no
Okay.
way.
Yeah, that's
A lot of
crazy.
women are. Like, there's a lot of women, if you look at statistically,
No,
like,
that's
they're-
called
Like
delusion.
in like 20 in their 20s or like even in their 40s.
even in the 40s.
I'm not waiting that long in my 20s.
So the click already clean.
There was
way.
a video we played last week, I think a couple of weeks ago. There's this woman that she was 60 and she's still waiting for that right guy at 60.
That must.
gonna
She
find
waiting for
She's
Jesus.
probably
She waiting for Jesus to come back.
Right.
Yeah, because she wants to find that 9. She wants to find.
trying to pop it. What
Okay.
you talking about?
She needs a vacation more. Her man might be on
She
vacation.
need to
That
go
might
on a
be in
cruise.
Jamaica and the
She need to go
Bahamas.
on adults. only crew.
3 a
Yeah.
year,
No,
honey.
not-
Get outside, okay? That's
Like I
crazy.
said, I think most people don't know the difference between a standard and a preference.
Yeah.
They don't know the difference, and that's why a lot of people find themselves what we just talked about before. They just long periods of time come along, and that person never comes along, but they just believe because they've been convinced by social media, by society, and there's a lot of content out there for women saying, don't settle for nothing, don't settle for less, and then they get caught up with that ideology instead of just like, look, just find somebody that's good for the long-term, healthy, committed relationship.
A lot of
Yeah.
people
The bare minimum.
get with
that's the
actors.
problem.
They don't get. They get the
know.
representative. They don't get who that person really is. They get with them, and then they get stuck with them.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like it's a lot of confused people on the internet trying to think that they're, life coaches
Yeah.
and shit. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I just
Like,
think
y'all
people
know
should
that's my
start
life.
dating.
Yeah.
Just date in real time.
Yeah.
Like, don't date over the telephone or
The DMs.
so the DMs, and you guys are not hooking up, and the only time you're hooking up is no.
Mhm.
Get it right.
All right.
Yeah, right.
But we've come to the end. All right, shout out to you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys for watching the entire stream. And then shout out to the ladies. Shout out to you guys one more time. I'm going on here. All right, thank you so much for making the time. I appreciate you guys. We had a great conversation between the standards and preferences. A lot of you guys watching the entire stream, so if you see value in the content, you guys already know what to do. Smash that like and subscribe button real quick. But I'll pass it back to you ladies. What's your final thoughts from tonight's conversation? What's your takeaways? And how can they find you? How can they find you so that way they can support you, or maybe they'll slide in your DMs tonight? I'll start with you.
Not the G.
Please
Not the
don't.
end.
Please.
Maybe that's that garbage man. That's
Oh.
Where's
Management, where you at?
Unless
You know what I'm
you're
saying?
garbage man.
Where your W-2s at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said I need pay stuff.
Well, don't slide in my DM
Just a
unless you want some
W2.
food. You gonna pay for some food, then you can slide in my DM.
Send your cash app.
Send us some Wingstop.
All
It's
right.
expensive nowadays. Yes, send that.
100 piece.
All right.
Food is
Oh,
expensive. Send
But
a
Lay, I'll
Target
start with you.
card.
I'll start with you, Lay. Lay, what's your what's your takeaway? My words of endearment. I hope you drop that 5'9" standard and just date the guy that's at least taller than you. That's
That's fine.
Listen, there ain't never been a problem with me dating somebody that's just a little taller than me or whatever. It's just that it's never came about. I've never had to do that yet. So I don't know. When I have to, I will let you know.
Okay.
But my takeaway though from everything has been just, I appreciate all you ladies, all your thoughts, and yo man, I'm gonna keep looking for that. It's
What's
okay
your
if
man?
you
What's your
want.
man name?
Alex.
Alex
Or Alejandro.
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 You deserve the man of the year.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. He's a good man. How about time?
That's a good man, Savannah.
Yeah. What? Fuck him up. Anywho.
Okay.
But yeah, what I took away though, all y'all ladies gave some like really good valid points. Like she said, I might have to go home and write in my journal. Yeah, I don't journal much, but I have to today. But I took away just like you said, just being more understanding with what my standards are and what my preferences are. Like it gave me a realization of like, okay, maybe what I think my standard is not really a standard. It's just more my preferences. So gave me a lot of good thought, a lot of good food for thought. And you can find me on TikTok and Instagram at Latings, and then my podcast as well on Instagram, TikTok, Topics and Tings. And yeah, it was great. I loved being on here today. It was fun. It was a vibe.
Thank you so much, Lay. I just want to respond to one thing you said, because you said that
Lord.
the 5'9" guys never come your way. This is something you don't understand about female nature, that you guys have a tendency to do this. Whatever your standard is of what you find attractive, when you see those guys in real life, you make yourself more approachable to the 5'9" guys. So when you see guys that don't meet that standard, you don't open yourself up to be approachable. So that's why a lot of guys, we have to see that you're approachable for us to approach you.
You know what? I lied. I did date somebody that was 5'5", y'all. I just thought about that in my head. I was just thinking about it. I did. So I don't got no discriminations. around these parts.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
He was so forgettable.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's why we don't do the
memorable.
He made-
That's why we don't do
Fifth
it.
grade.
Yeah. He made such an impact that you forgot about him.
right over my head.
There we go.
Great example.
There we go.
Great
And in my fault though.
Mm.
I was great. I probably remember in his head talk about me every
Oh.
time.
Oh.
Anywho, I'm
Like
good.
is that what I'm saying is right? Is like when you meet the guys who are taller, like don't you like give her you guys make yourself approachable? Like you look over, you can move closer, you say hello,
Hit him with a good smile.
with smile, like you do the shit like that, right?
Smile.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying is that's why. But if you don't do that for the shorter guys, they're not gonna approach you.
Hey, listen, I do, but it's just that I'm trying to. There might be something I want in that process. Get a good smile. Hey, can I get that sauce for free?
Hey, you trying to
Sauce.
hey, you trying to use that too?
The sauce.
Damn. Okay, but we'll keep it
Uh.
moving. Lay, thank you so much. I'll pass it to you. Litzy, thank you for making the drive out here. Appreciate you. Final thoughts and how can they find you?
Final thoughts. This was fun. It's my first podcast. It was nice to see everyone's like opinions and everyone's different perspectives because I'm a very curious person. So I genuinely do love like understanding people and like their thought process and stuff. Takeaways. Just like the settling, just don't settle. If you know what you want, but you need to know what you want, and to know what you want, you need to know who you are as a person, and that's something that I've even done. But in my relationships, it's like it wasn't working out, so I had to literally separate myself and sit down and just be like, okay, what is it as a person that I'm looking for? What am I doing long term? Is this intentional? It's not intentional. Do they support what I want to do? Is it because the temporary stuff is just not? It's energy draining. It's time, money wasting, time wasting. You don't get that back. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, and you can find me on Instagram. You can just underscore Litzy Castro underscore.
All right. Also, shout out to your man one more time.
Oh yeah, shout out to
Hey,
Alejandro. He's not on social media, but
Kudos to not being on social
And
media.
y'all girls better
That
stay away
saves
from
lives.
Alejandro. Stay away from Alejandro. She got 1, 2, 3, 4 that's gonna come after you.
All right. Thank you so much. I'll pass it to you,
I'm
Keith.
weak.
Keith, thank you for coming back again. We appreciate you. Final thoughts and how can they find you, Keith?
You can find me on my business page, Keith Chanel, on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And takeaways are, I love everybody's perspectives and great insight. Will, you give the greatest advice coming from a man's perspective, and a lot of women need that nowadays because, it's real, and social media gives the fake. So I appreciate you, but it's a lot to take in, and I definitely want to, jot some things down and definitely look at some things differently. It's all a learning process, and I'm glad I was here to learn some stuff.
Right. It's like every time we get here, we always learn something new. Every time, I'm always going back. Like, hey, y'all know what I just found out
Yeah.
today?
Right.
But a
It's
little
gonna be a
related.
good discussion in the car for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And ladies, what's better than learning?
I don't want to know.
Applying what you learn.
I was like, wait, you be like a smart ass. Like I was like,
Apply what you learned
in your
tonight.
everyday life.
actually doing
I'm just I heard a lot of people. I learned a lot tonight, but you need to go do the exact same thing when you go back.
Apply and
Apply it. Apply what you learn. Apply what you learn. Appreciate it, Keith, as always. Super Yesy, thank you so much for making the time out here. Final thoughts and how can they find you?
Final thoughts. I think this was a pretty dope experience. I've never done a podcast before. I listened to a few, and so I think it was cool to pick like each other's brains. And it was just nice, like no one took anything personal. Like it is what it is, and it was
That's
a
also
great
very
vibe.
nice.
It's just nice. So yeah, that's it.
All right, appreciate it.
You got a good
You got a good man, Savannah.
All right, thank you so much, Super Yesy. Thank you for coming, and I'll pass it to you. Final thoughts. Thank you for making the time. Appreciate it.
The social media.
Yeah. You dropped some wisdom on the pod too.
Yeah.
I don't know really what I'm gonna just take a good conversation from everybody here. And you can find me on Instagram at Ms. D's. That is my catering page. It is DEES Miss Deeds.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Shout out to you guys one more time. All right. And a lot of you guys watched this stream the entire time and commented. And of course, thank you so much for always super chatting. And Milagros, I saw you on the you signed up to become a supporting member of my locals. You want to jump on. So just if you do sign up to become a supporting member virtually, don't forget the link is in the description on YouTube. I know a lot of you guys reach out to me, ask me, you're not from the Bay Area, but you do want to join the convo. Sign up, become a supporting member, and you'll be able to get the link. And you can join on the last hour. On the last hour, allow people to come on and jump on. And don't forget, this is from the Bay Area. So if you're watching this or not, you're from the Bay, and you do want to jump on, be part of the panel. Reach out to me on my social media, and you guys be able to set up a date for you to come out here on social media in San Francisco. But nevertheless, thank you so much. We had a great conversation. We had some good. We get to share some Kava tonight for all the Kava drinkers out there. But we do this every single Saturday. Make sure you like and subscribe so you guys get notification. We do go live next time. New panel, new topic, new discussion. See you guys next time. Peace.
I know how it makes you want to do that.